Okay. All right. We're back. We're on the internet for another episode of the Retro Handhelds podcast. We have a fun show tonight, everybody. We got Mr. Ban here, Mr. Rob, the Retro Tech Dad, and Russ from RetroGameCorps is back again 2 weeks in a row, man. Welcome.
Yeah, it's crazy. You know, people always leave me comments and say, oh, your music always gets me hyped or whatever. No, it's this music that gets me hyped. When I hear the like Jim Gray song, I mean, it's the guy who wrote the same songs, you know, but like when I hear this music, I'm just like, it's time to have fun for 2 minutes or 2 hours with shenanigans. So,
2 minutes or 2 hours, one or the other. Yeah, man, it's good times. So thanks for joining us. We are back tonight to talk about not only the Game Awards and our favorite game of 2024, but we're also going to be ranking our favorite 3566 handhelds. This is really crucial. We have to know which is the ultimate RK3566.
We got dressed up for it. Look at us. We're all like dressed up for the award.
We got dressed up for the awards. And not only the 3566, because with a bonus round, Russ was like, hey man, you know what I want to do? And I was like, what? And you were like, give me that XX Anbernick best of tier list. And so Zoo just heard that, he felt it through the universe, the force, and he came together and made us a tier list for XX handhelds. He couldn't be here tonight, but he did share a little something with us. We'll be sharing. Yeah. So how you guys doing tonight? How's it going?
Good. All good. Good to be here.
Going good.
No, yeah.
It's Monday. I'm tired.
You're always tired.
Yeah. It's Monday.
It's so weird to like be in the studio with a nice shirt on, you know, like I like maybe 30 minutes ago, I had a crazy idea to just pump out a quick video, which I never do, you know? So I went and I recorded a video, like it just finished 5 minutes before we came on. And I was wearing this shirt the whole time. And it was so fast that I forgot to even mention it. So people are going to see me all dressed up for this stupid 5-minute video that I'm going to release tomorrow, which is so funny. So
hey, that is a fantastic shirt. A little bit of the pink and the blue flowers. I love it.
It's beautiful. Aloha.
Almost as fantastic as this 3566.
Oh.
The Game MT E5 Plus. This thing's huge. And
Span's favorite.
Maybe this is the best one. I don't know.
The D-pad is like multicolored. What is that happening?
Yeah, it's just a plastic. It's just
it's like a Lisa Frank thing.
Well, it's like one button. It doesn't like have much pivot to it. You just kind of.
Mine has a piece of film on it. It's a protective film. You know, you want to keep the D-pad in really good shape.
No, I took the film off. His is
matte. Well, no, I mean, I love that it had a piece of film on it.
It's better no.
I'm expecting this to be like in my mailbox soon because Stubbs will not keep it.
We'll see. If it wins, I'll have to keep it. So.
It's the first handheld that was made by an AI.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's here. It's actually has a kickstand, and it's actually kind of comfortable. I
mean,
see, okay, the kickstand makes more sense on the Plus version than it does on the regular version. At least you could, load up a YouTube video or something. But
yeah, Russ,
this is the back.
Yeah, this is the second one made by an AI because there's the normal E5 that doesn't have the right stick.
Man, I don't know what to say. I don't dive into the recesses of the Chinese like game handheld underworld anymore. You know what I mean? Like I don't see this stuff. Yeah, and so it's repulsive to me. That's bad.
Well,
I don't blame you anymore.
That's fair. That's all right. Because there's also some other good ones. I mean, come on, like the Powkiddy RGB20 SX.
That's a good one. That's a legitimately good one. Yeah.
In the XX line, we got to talk about, of course, some of our favorites there. Yep. Even that new one we're gonna say is part of this, that 34XX, which I find strangely uncomfortable, or rather the Game Boy Advance itself was uncomfortable because it's such a like-for-like remake. Like, for better or for worse, it is down to the nitty-gritty in that form factor.
I feel like that's just the general theme that we've all kind of said about the 34XX. It's just, for better or worse, it's basically like a original Game Boy Advance. So you either like it or you don't. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's a regular Game Boy Advance. The D-pad is probably my biggest gripe with it, but I like the screen, and Game Boy Advance on here is a lot of fun, and PSP as well. So, yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit.
I really wish I had the Indigo. I would have loved to just see that one in person.
I'll stay happy with my green.
Indigo's the best option, I think. And
I need that glacier blue. That's what I need. I need that.
Yeah, so I sent them the fuchsia, glacier, and Arctic colorways, and I said, when you guys do a refresh, these are the three you got to do. And they said, okay, we'll pass it on. And so we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm really hoping for that too. I don't know if they can get the whole frosted thing, but that would be beautiful.
That'd be freaking awesome. You know what else is beautiful? 8BitDo made a new controller. This is the Ultimate 2C Bluetooth version that just came out, or is about to come out. And this is the brown. It's called the Brownie. Is the colorway on this?
You got the brown one?
I got the brown one and the blue one. I unboxed the blue one earlier today. I've been playing with it during my exercise hour on my bike today. And you know what I was playing today? I was playing two games that I absolutely adored. One was UFO 50. I'm now hyped for it. I get it. Like, I love how the little games interact with each other in little ways. The writing is super smart. Number two, I was playing Psychonauts for the first time because the Fox recommended it to me during the MSI trip. And I was like, all right. So I loaded it up. And the writing in that game is awesome. Like, it's such a unique, creative game. So I recommend Psychonauts. On the
you know what I was thinking about? Have we ever had a brown handheld? A brownie colored handheld?
I feel like
there was like one, the RGB 30X Max Pro thing. It had like a tan color, but I've never seen.
I remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah, we've had beige.
Maybe Game MT will treat us to one of those.
Brown handhelds.
I wonder if they're watching.
If Stubbs is involved, probably not.
Pouch is brown for the 34XX. I like that.
It's a good pouch.
No,
I kind of hate this pouch because
I hate this pouch.
That's as far as it goes.
I'm glad you said it because I hate it too.
Yeah, open it up again. It only goes that far. I'm like, it bothers me so much.
But it closes. What's the deal with the pouches lately?
Look at that.
Yeah, I prefer the cases over the pouches.
No.
If you want to get real fancy, you can get yourself an Ioneo DMG pouch.
Like a purse.
Wait a minute. Hold on. No way. No way. Pouch within a pouch.
Yo, dog, I heard you like pouches.
But wait. I think we can at least fit the pouch in the pouch. Yeah, we can.
Yeah, we can.
Now you need
can.
You need to find a different handheld to put in that pouch.
Well, no, just pouch for pouches. In fact, I have a smaller pouch for my SP, I think, that can fit in the little pouch. So we can make a nesting doll pouch situation here, and I'm all here. We're here to talk about other stuff, though. Let's talk about.
Wait, we are?
Yeah.
We actually have news. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's important.
Well, yeah, and we'll talk about the Legion Go in a minute, but first we got to talk about games while we're talking about games. Game Awards, that is. Because the Game Awards happened. I never watched the Game Awards. I think it's like I tried to watch some of it today and I couldn't do it. I said, no, this feels just something feels off to me about that. I don't know why.
I love how the camera zoomed in on your face.
Thank you, OBSBOT. Me too. Come on now. Billy, a link in our description. This thing never works right. And when I was watching that, I said, I can't do it. So I watched a 3-minute summary. Thank you, camera. And the summary was like much better than the whole award show. They just basically what I understood was Balatro, Astrobot, and then Astrobot. And I saw people taking to Twitter. I saw Bob Wolf's tweet, which was great. And everyone just sort of up in arms about the results. Like, is this rigged? What's going on here? UFO 50 did dirty. And so let's just take a look. Rob, if you want to pull up the Game Awards for us. And
we have Game Award stuff.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, no.
Whoopsies.
It's all right. We
are professionals, I promise.
Well, producer Sony is on vacation this month, and so we're running the show ourselves again, like the old days. And
nice.
we're getting the rust out, and we're
It's been a minute since
been a hot minute.
done these things.
So I'll add that I did watch the Game Awards. I was working on other stuff, and so I watched the whole thing, and it's crazy because it's the commercials are just trailers. Like they're like, oh, we'll be back, and it's like a trailer for a next game, right? But then there are also commercials in there where people just pay for their game to be shown as opposed to like something we want to see. And so there's like these AI games and stuff. Like there's this cat game that was so weird, and it was just kind of funny. Like for me, like I don't think I've ever watched one all the way through. I watched a little bit last year, and it was just awkward. Like seeing this stuff's like, now here's a game you actually want to play. Next is a game you don't want to play.
You do not want to play.
Just all you got to figure it out yourself, and it's just kind of funny. So
yeah, but we're paid to show the games maybe you don't want to play.
Right. Yeah, that's how they fund the awards, I guess.
Yeah, I mean Harrison Ford was there, which kind of blew my mind, but he was not super excited to be there. He was like, well. And then
they probably drugged him and brought him there.
No, I think the teleprompter screwed up because there was a moment, it was like an awkward pause because I watched it live and he's just sitting there and he's like doing this, like, come on, guys. You know what I mean? Like, I think he was waiting for the teleprompter. And so there was something technical going on because, it made him look kind of funky, but it was cool to see him, though. Like, I have to admit, like, when he came on stage, and I don't know why, I like started tearing up and I was like, oh my gosh, it's really him. It's Han Solo. Like, I don't know why I am Indiana Jones.
Got him.
I can see him anytime I want. I can pull up movies or whatever.
Sure.
I saw him come on stage. I was just like, oh my gosh, it's really him. It's kind of crazy. And then the people that won that award, it was, I can't remember what it was, but they got to shake his hand. And I was like, that is so cool. You know what I mean? Like they got to
you vicariously feel good for them.
Right. And then Snoop Dogg also presented something. I was like, man, I want to win that award. I want to go like shake Snoop Dogg's hand. You know what I mean? So there's some moments that were pretty funny for me.
I might have to go back and watch a little bit more of it then, more than my 3-minute summary, which was pretty good. I got to find that channel. That was funny. So what do we all think? So let's pull this up, Rob.
We got a whole bunch of different. Wow, there's a lot of these different awards.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I know Andrew broke it
best
down.
Best family game.
A lot of us are excited about best family game. The game award goes to AstroBot.
Best performance.
Of course.
Best performance, right?
Just look at it all. It's still.
This is the one that was Han Solo.
I should cross over.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
That would make more sense.
This job, it's a death wish. I'm gonna finish it.
I know. Not Han Solo, Harrison Ford. You see, I'm even just calling him Han Solo. That's funny.
it's just
same,
stuck in your head.
Same difference. Yeah. Ooh, Hellblade 2.
Hellblade's great. Yeah, Hellblade's amazing.
That game's crazy.
Yeah.
And the winner is Melinda Juergens.
Yeah, so she won, and so super cool. She got to like hug Harrison Ford.
Awesome. That is so cool. And Blackmouth didn't win. I saw the developer of Blackmouth Wukong was like, "This is disappointing."
Yeah, they won Best Action Game though,
but they did get okay. They got one.
Yeah, and that was pretty stiff competition, Best Action Game. So,
I mean, game of the year, like as an award, was just an interesting selection of things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I feel like it's like that every year. It just
the game award goes to Blackmouth Wukong.
Here are the nominees for most anticipated game.
This was the guy. This was the guy that I wasn't sure about. I don't know.
He's the host.
He's the host.
Yeah, he's always the host.
Yeah, he's the always.
Oh,
I think he's the one that actually
nightly
conceptualized this whole thing too. For me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Rockstar.
This is going to be the most anticipated game of the.
I love how that's an award though.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Divers 2, Super Mario Party Jamboree, Tekken 8,
Tekken,
and Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2. This year, the Game Award goes to Helldivers 2.
I don't think that Nintendo won like any award this year. I can't think of any that they actually won. There were hardly any nominations for them, but yeah, I didn't see any that they won.
I mean, it was a bit of a slower year for them.
Helldivers 2 and No Man's Sky. The Game Award goes to Baldur's Gate 3. Congratulations.
Oh, of course.
Now your nominees for Best Art Direction: AstroBot, Blackmouth Wukong, Elden Ring: Shadow of the Earth.
Should have put Blockthrow in here too.
And Neva. The Game Award goes to Metaphor, refantasia.
That makes sense.
That was a
Yeah.
pretty easy
Yep.
one to
If you
figure
want to
out.
play that game. Yeah.
So I'm just gonna pull up just to save us a little bit of time.
Yeah, we're not gonna go. We're not gonna go through all
You,
this.
you can all
I
watch
didn't
the
think so.
summaries. I just wanted to discuss it a little bit and just see what you guys thought, basically. So they said, we have all these things here. Really, Astrobot and Balatro seem to have cleaned up, and then Game of the Year went to Astrobot. I just wanted to get all your thoughts on this. Do you feel like there are other games that should have been the winner, or do you think this is pretty fair?
I personally, I had issues with like DLC being the game of the year, like the Elden Ring one. You know what I mean? Like it just opens up a lot of cans of worms. You know what I mean? And so yeah, we discussed it a lot on the Nerd Nest too, because like Bill was like, "Oh, I don't think Final Fantasy VII should be allowed," and I was like, "That's like a full-on new game. Like that's not. I mean, yeah, it's a remake, but it's like a full-on new game as opposed to like DLC, which is, DLC requires you to buy the first game first. And so that's why it's like a little bit odd for me. But otherwise, yeah, to be honest, I was surprised how much Astrobot won. Which I thought was great. But yeah,
same with Balatro too. I'd say. I mean, I'm kind of amazed by how it's taken the world by storm, which is awesome. It's a great thing to see. But yeah, it did well too. It's good to see.
Yeah, and also, Baldur's Gate 3 makes sense. I mean, that game is just hours and endless hours of content. It's so good. If I can get it to run on a handheld, that is. Although streaming has been the way lately. This week, I've really been into streaming, and so Baldur's Gate 3, I can finally get the settings to look nicer. But I think it's a shame that Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown didn't get more awards, because that game, one of my favorites of this year for sure.
Yeah, that was it was a great game. And the thing is, it came out so early in the year. It's not great for Game Awards when something comes out really early like that. And it's not like one of those games where you keep playing, like, it has like community support and stuff like that. And so, yeah, it sucks. But that's kind of, I mean, I think I played it late last year, like on the Switch, right? Because it came out on PC after that. And so it had a kind of weird launch to it. So I can see why people kind of forgot about that one.
Yeah, but Prince of Persia games are interesting. They were never really big in terms of popularity. I mean, they definitely have like a loyal following, but I'm not surprised that it got such a limited amount of wins, or just that one win there.
Dan, what do you think about these results?
I mean, a number of these kind of felt expected.
Sure.
And I also agree. I don't think any DLC should have been included in a game award.
What's with this EA Sports FC25 for best sports racing? That was their old FIFA game, right?
Or I thought it was football.
Yeah,
was
that football club, so it's a soccer game.
Yeah, it's basically what FIFA used. Yeah,
other football.
Other.
I get another news.
Well.
Team Retro bought an Ionio Kun today. So he's gonna bring it to CES. So Rob and I were just gushing, like, "Oh my!"
Wait, you guys had never used a Kun before?
I've never touched a Kun.
Oh my gosh, I could have brought it. Yeah, I still have mine.
Takes up your whole suitcase. So
I mean, I could ride it like a skateboard too.
You could ride it like a back.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get Mikhailov to buy a lot of stuff in Vegas that he won't be able to fit the Kun in his suitcase, and I'll offer to drive it back. And I'll mail it back to him. I'll do the right thing.
Yeah, you'll mail it back eventually.
Yeah, it's okay. He'll probably forget about it. It's not
no jokes on you. I'm gonna just pay for it now. He'll just say, "Sorry, Rob, I gotta send it off."
Man.
This is the biggest reason I'm upset I'm not going to be at CES.
I know. Well, we'll get you there one of these.
And maybe Mikhailov hasn't felt it yet, but the thing about that Ionio Kun is like the track pads are so far down on the thing, and the way it's curved around too is that this part of your thumb will just tap it just barely.
Oh,
that's enough to just like break everything, So you'll be playing Doom Eternal, and that's a fire button basically. So you'll be playing and all of a sudden you start shooting, and then it'll prompt the game to go into mouse and keyboard mode, which takes a second. And then when you use the controls again, it'll take a second to go back to the control mode. And it's just like it breaks the experience. And so at least at the time of my review, they didn't have software that allowed you to disable it. And so you just had to do that. And so that was one of those things that really bothered me about it. But yeah, we'll see.
Well, I think it's funny they have GTA 6 on here. I mean, it is the most anticipated.
Well, yeah,
game
that's
for sure,
what you were saying. It's just funny that it's a category.
It's just its own category. Yeah, Helldivers makes sense. I mean, that makes sense. League of Legends still is huge.
Well, you know why they do it? It's so that they could, put it all over the freaking box art. Say, most anticipated game, and they're gonna put like 10 of them because it's gonna take 10 years for it to come out. So it's brilliant marketing there.
There's probably a lot of like backdoor handshakes, backdoor deals happening
for sure,
and all this stuff, right? That's what people were saying all over Twitter. I was just reading more than watching. I was just reading people's reactions, and like it gets really, really heated. I was like, wow, like these are just games, But I mean, the games industry is a multi-million billion-dollar industry, right? It's huge now. So
sorry, chat's got some good comments going on right now. This is good stuff.
I'd pay to see that.
2030, we'll have a best retro handheld category in the game. That'd be incredible. Russ and Lady Gaga deliver the award. Yes.
I'll be so old by then. I'll have to have a cane. I'll be Harrison Ford.
I mean, to be fair, so will Lady Gaga, so it's cool,
Yeah, it's true. I think I'm older than her though, but yeah.
I thought she was a vampire and that she stayed young by getting the blood of youths.
That's true. That was
youths.
The thing is about Grand Theft Auto 6, though, is that because the hype is so high, I wonder if it's going to turn into something like the Phantom Menace. You know what I mean? Like, I spent my life wondering how Darth Vader came to be. And then the Phantom Menace came out. I have never been more hyped for a movie, right? And then the little kid walks in. I'm just like, what is going on here? I mean, to be honest, at the time, I was like, oh, this is amazing. A new Star Wars. It took me a couple years to be like, wait a second. Jar Jar Binks is annoying. Like... So I wonder if that's going to happen with Grand Theft Auto 6. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see, man. We will see. So I mean, the results aren't crazy or anything. But all right, Astrobot though. I mean, I agree. I think that game probably brings the most joy. That's a game no matter what time of day, no matter what I'm doing. If I play Astrobot, I'm going to be in a good mood afterwards. It's just, and on the PS Portal of all things too.
Yeah.
Just to upset the fox. So
I feel like that's just what you're trying to do.
I think he was much more upset by that ROG Tessin controller, though.
He was very.
I could visibly see it.
He was like, "You mean the one that folds back with the joysticks that stick out that you don't put in your pocket, that you don't use or you don't carry with you?" He's like, "Did you bring it to the event?" Well, no. You don't use it. I do use it at home.
I actually like it quite a bit, but it's very limited in its use. I mean, really, just phones and that's it. And even then, it's very specific where you can use it. So
I'm just glad that he finally admits the Claw has good speakers. So I feel like the ball's now in his court. Speaking of the ball, let's pass it over to the next thing. Legion Go 2. You guys excited for this? And I just had a complete show brain malfunction because before screw that. No, I don't want to talk about this stupid thing. No. First, we can talk about our favorite game of 2024. And I'm just gonna say right out the gate here that I think my favorite game so far this year has to be, I don't know. It's a toss up between Battlefield 2042 and
good choice.
And probably Astrobot. Russ, what do you think for yours?
So I was thinking about it, and I've had like different answers because multiple people asked me. Today, it's going to be Astrobot because I was thinking about the game experience of it, right? And there were so many times when I was playing that, the kids would walk by and they'd be like, "Dad, what's this?" You know what I mean? Oh, you forgot to get that bot right there. You know what I mean? Like they were into it in a way that they usually aren't.
Yeah.
And so, it's Astrobot. So anyway, like I hear all this screaming, but like there's something about it where I was just playing it and having a really great time. I didn't finish it. I got, I think I'm in the 4th planet, maybe the 5th planet out of 7 or 8 or whatever. So pretty far, and I've 100%ed it all the way up to that point. And so really enjoyed it. It is a bit of a like fan service game, but just the moments with it were really fun. And so I think that's probably why I like it so much.
It's one that's a lot of fun to play with the kids too. Like I think everyone in the family enjoys having a moment or two just to share the controller and play Astrobot. Like that's one game that's just all of us enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Dan, what about you, man?
I'm gonna be honest. I can't really think of many games that I played this year that came out in 2024.
Dungeon Crawler?
Yeah, that's one, but I haven't put much
Play
time.
Halls of Torment?
No,
Halls of Torment.
I don't own a Halls of Torment.
You don't own Halls of Torment? Oh, that's one of my top.
He doesn't own a Steam Deck. He doesn't own a Halls of Torment.
Hey,
what are you doing on here?
Intervention.
Well, I mean, I did put. I don't have a Steam Deck, but I do have a Legion Go running Bassites. Close enough.
Silence.
Oh.
You don't have to have one. It's okay. Your favorite game could just be buying controllers.
It's okay. We still love you, Ben.
We do. Rob, how about you, man? What's
Balatro?
Balatro, yeah.
Balatro, Halls of Torment. I mean, these are
Halls
just
of
games that
Torment.
I've poured a lot of time into. I mean, I don't know if they're going to be the best games of the year, but they're just, God, they're very addictive.
UFO 52. That's
UFO 50 is a good one as well. I haven't put as much time into that, unfortunately. I need to play that more, but there's just so many great games out there, and these are all kind of like the vibe I'm going for in terms of games I want to play nowadays.
It's so hard not to come up with like recency bias because I'm talking about games that I played a lot in the last month. Before this, I would have said Halls of Torment because I put the most hours in. So maybe I do say, all right, the one I got the most hours in this year is probably Halls of Torment.
Yeah, I mean, Balatro, I can't even count how many hours I've put into that game, and across handhelds, PCs, tablets, whatever. I've played it on everything you can imagine. So it's just, it's one of those games that I'll probably play for years to come.
Yeah, definitely have the most time for me is Balatro.
Yeah, I think we don't have any definitive winners today beyond Astrobot. So I guess what we can come away with here is that the Game Awards were pretty spot on for what the players are feeling. Balatro, Astrobot, big shame they didn't say Halls of Torment. It's on Android now. They didn't say that either, but it's fine. It's fine. And UFO 50, I think, should have won. So it's just so creative and original,
Well, I don't know how it's done in the movie industry, like for TVs, like Emmys and all that stuff. I think they typically try to give awards to more than just one title. So like I think like Balatro winning so many categories, they should have kind of given a nod to something else. If this game won an award, it should then kind of go to the next game on the list because you kind of want to spread the love a little bit, get some eyes on other games.
Yeah. Well, they painted themselves in the corner too because they had best indie game, best indie debut game.
Right.
So if it wins one, then it's kind of got to win the other. Like it can't win best indie game,
right?
Not win best debut indie game if it's in the running, right? And so
that makes sense.
It's one of those where they kind of shot themselves in the foot with how they set that all up, unfortunately, because Balatro was so good it swept everything, and that's not necessarily always the case, but it was the case this year.
Zoo is upset that we're talking about modern games, referencing back to our second community that didn't succeed was CAH, Control Alt Hype. Remember that? That was back in the 8-year round.
You remember that?
Zoo, of course, you're part of RH, so you would know that the end of this month is for the Retro Game Awards from RH, sir. So tonight, we can talk modern. It's all fair game, I feel like. Game knows game.
Yeah, see, Animal Well's another one that that's a great game. I mean, that is a fantastic game, and that the problem with that one is I remember playing that one in the first half of the year. So again, it's that recency bias that definitely affects a lot of people's choices with stuff.
Right.
The most disliked channel says it is cringe to always put indie games on a pedestal. A pedestal? Pedestal.
Oh, we're not doing this again.
Are we still in 2010? Dude, indie games are awesome. I don't know. I'll keep putting up on the pedestal.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, I went and looked at my Steam library for what I bought this year, that released this year.
Let the data decide. That's right.
I was gonna say I can only see 3 games that would be considered like major games out of
Throw them
the.
at me. What do we
the-
got?
Well, are you talking about like my most played games, or are
Yeah.
you talking? Oh no, that's not what I was talking about. I was talking about the indie games.
What did you buy?
Yeah.
Like the biggest, like the like the AAA style games that I got this year were
Yeah.
mostly like Test Drive Unlimited, which was not a good game.
It's out of here. Get it
Sonic-
out. Get it out of here.
What The Crew Motorfest, also okay.
You like racing games a lot. Yeah.
I do like
I
racing.
love racing games, but you're picking the terrible ones, man.
Which-
what are you doing?
Which racing game came out in 2024?
Jeez.
A lot of them.
Which one do you have the most time put into in 2024?
Forza Horizon 4.
That's there you go. There's your winner, right? I've heard you talk about that one more than any other game this
It's
year. I feel.
probably it just got delisted from Steam yesterday.
No.
They're taking it off Game Pass too. I saw that. It says
Yep.
going away soon.
It's the
But
licensing. Yeah.
If you played the game on Game Pass and you bought like DLC for it, they did give you a free digital copy to like keep though.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
So my game of the year is a game from like 2020.
But you love it, and it came out on PC.
I mean, Forza
this year.
Horizon is a fantastic
Right?
series. Period.
Oh yeah. What is it? 5 is the one I keep coming back to collect new stuff.
Now
But
it's
4 is
time to
just a
5.
comfort game.
Yep. And we all have games like that, I feel like. I mean, I definitely have games like Assassin's Creed Origins is a game I will just install to go hang out in the Great Pyramid of Giza, and that's it. Like you can go do like the walking tour without even playing combat or anything, and just explore the pyramid. It'll tell you like historical facts about Egypt, and that's my comfort game.
You know what's funny is like in the Nerd Nest we had a category. It was biggest disappointment of the year, and my
Nice.
biggest disappointment was that I bought all of the Assassin's Creed games for like $110 the other day. I'm like, why did I do that? Because I put a tweet out and I said, hey, I'm thinking about getting back in Assassin's Creed. Which game should I play?
Yeah.
And I got like hundreds of comments, and every comment was different. They're like, oh no, this one's the best. This one's the best. And I was like, this isn't helpful, you know.
Get
And
all
so
of them, yeah.
Just buy them all.
everyone was basically saying, like, the majority were saying Black Flag was at least like one of the essentials.
Yeah.
But then everyone kept throwing all the other ones in, and they had good points. And I was like, fine, it's only $110. Like, it's such a good deal to get all that content. So I bought it, and I was like, I don't have time to play one of these. And I just bought 14 of them, you know? And so
You can
that was my
refund
biggest
them.
disappointment. Yeah, it's fine. I do want them in my collection, and it was a really good deal, you know.
Not to upset you, but you can get the entire collection this last weekend. They had it for $78.
Where?
I was on Steam. It was a flash sale for Saturday and Sunday, and I almost picked it up. But then I remembered how bad Ubisoft Connect is, like on the Steam Deck and all the Windows handhelds. And by the way, the deal is only that good because I already owned at least 4 or 5 of them. So for me, it was that price. I don't know what the it could have been $100.
Okay.
You know, if
Yeah,
you
I
didn't
think
own
I owned 2. That was the only one I owned at the time. Now I own them all. So
Yep. a deal.
my house play Assassin's Creed, I got them.
You got them.
Yeah.
I'm also sorry because some of them just don't even work anymore very well at all. But you can get patches and you can figure it out. There's lots of good Assassin's Creed games. Origins is the best though, just subjectively, objectively.
So you're not helping me because everyone's saying Black Flag, and now you're saying another one. This is what happened
No,
last time.
Black Flag is actually really good. It's solid.
Yeah, the
Rob
story's
has
good.
better taste. Go with him.
No, no,
He's got a better
story's
shirt
good.
on.
Dude, they added in the RPG element starting in 2017 with Origins, and then you got Odyssey, and then you got.
I think that's when I started to fall off from the series personally.
Well, because it's too much content now and it takes way too much time. Like I haven't finished Valhalla because it's just, I mean, that's like 100-hour game or something. It's too much stuff. But I felt like Origins is the right mix of old Assassin's Creed and new Assassin's Creed. Personally, Mirage kind of boring. Personally,
Chat's on fire today.
I know.
They
Again, I'm getting more suggestions. I'm like, no, I've already bought them, guys. Thank you.
oh, Unity, yeah.
Yeah.
I keep trying to play the old ones. I'm just see. I really started on Origins, and it's hard.
I
to
mean,
go back from that.
Black Flag is definitely worth playing through. It's really cool.
It seems
the
good.
setting's great.
I tried.
The ship battles are awesome. Like it's just so much fun. There's sea shanties. They have singing. I mean, come on, Stubbs. You got to play.
Come on,
Okay.
guys. But I spent 22 years in the Navy. Like, I don't want to pay to go on a ship. You know what I mean? I already
Wait,
got
what
paid
kind, what
to
kind of
go on
shanties
ships.
did you sing? Did
He's
you
got
sing any
one.
shanties?
Yeah, what
We did not
shanties
sing
have
too
you sung?
much. Just row your boat. You know, that's about it.
No.
But sailors don't row anymore.
No.
The ship does its own thing, right? There's someone who steers the ship. You
Yeah,
don't
they
have
still
to
steer the
physically-
ship. You still
Do you
have to swab
physically
the
have
deck
to
and
row?
stuff like that, though.
You
So-
do?
Yeah, oh yeah. I remember once, I don't want to get on a tangent, but I remember once I was like, I had just gotten on the ship, so I like wasn't used to it. We were in Japan. It was like choppy waters of wintertime, and we were out at sea, and they made me go down to the below decks to the berthing and swab the deck. And it's just one of the things you got to do, right? So I'm just doing there, and I got seasick because it's like swabbing the deck while the ship is rocking, and I wasn't used to it. And it was a cruiser. A cruiser has like a weird kind of like a setup to it. It doesn't rock back and forth like in a way it's predictable. It's kind of all over the place, so it makes you more seasick. And I threw up everywhere. And I had to swab all that up. It was like the worst thing ever. Anyway, that was a long time ago, but yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah. So why would I pay to go on a ship again? Just kidding.
Do you
Being on a
still
ship
get,
was actually a lot of fun. So
do you still get like a Pavlov response when you go on a ship now? Like, do you get seasick, or you?
no,
you're
that,
good?
that was literally like the one time I got seasick. You know what I mean? Like all the other deployments and stuff, no problem, you know, but it was just that one time, just everything was going on, you know, like in the berthing, which already kind of stinks like BO because it's all like separated by, you know, male and female. So it's like a locker room, you know what I mean? It smells like
All the
that.
smells,
and then you're
yeah.
mopping, and then
You're
it's
mopping.
also everything's moving while you're doing that, you know? And so,
Oh,
yeah.
I got car sick once, not on the same level. I was programming a game on my TI-83 Plus calculator. Shout out to a real one, Texas Instruments.
This guy.
Messing with retro handhelds back then.
Yeah, this was like in the 90s. I was obsessed with the calculator, and I just wanted to make the best version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I just did it on my family's road trip. We went camping, and I just wanted to make that game as a calculator game, and I did it. So but then I got very sick, and then I blah. And my sister, she was 3 at the time. She goes, "Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs," and it was Chef Boyardee SpaghettiOs. It was so funny. It's to this day we laugh about that. Like, it's so cute. Oh no, big bro. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. There's SpaghettiOs all over her in the car, and
Hey,
it's disgusting.
that's why I can't eat SpaghettiOs anymore.
Stubbs, do you play Drug Cartel? You know, Drug Wars it was called on the TI-83. That's what we passed it back and forth in math class. Yeah, I don't know why I'm telling you this story, but anyways,
Where were
we?
The only game we played on a calculator when I was, you know, a kid was we would write boobs on the calculator. That was like
yeah, 80085.
Hello, hi, boobs.
Where is my beloved calculator?
Oh, he's
Why?
off.
Why?
Shouldn't have done it. Shouldn't have
I
done
don't see
it.
this in the show notes, guys.
Yeah,
All right.
the TI-83 was not in the show notes.
Well, okay. Let's see here.
Does it still have Drug Wars on it?
No, not preloaded, but I have all the games I made as a kid backed up on my computer, so I can load them on.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Don't they have emulators for this too?
yeah. You can get Doom on here. You can run like assembly and stuff. But the games are easy to make. You can just do all that stuff. And of course, we got the classic. Oh, he was already on there. Thank you. There you go, Rob. Classic.
Did you have it programmed already to do that?
Apparently, that was already written on the screen. Yes, since the last time we did it, which I was on this show. I'm pretty sure.
Oh my god!
That's how good the memory is. The battery standby time on the TI-83 Plus. Classic.
Yeah.
Classic. I also want to thank Ban for making this days since last e-waste purchase for me. Thank you. It's been 7 days. 7 days strong, gentlemen.
I have a very good variant of that one.
He does.
This podcast is what makes the number reset.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rob's is, I think, days since last Anbernick. Yeah.
Oh, I got. Oh, let me take that off. There you go.
Oh yeah, because it was yesterday.
Oh no!
Back to 0.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean the 34XX literally came out today, so yeah, that's hilarious.
That's right. And do you guys see that they freaking released it hours early randomly? They keep doing this
certain
lately.
SKUs, yeah.
Certain
Yeah.
SKUs.
I think they're just
and-
testing the website. And
Well, it's AliExpress. It went out. I mean, I'm talking like 7, 8, 9 hours beforehand, randomly.
I
and
saw
then
that,
Indigo
and people
was
were
sold
freaking
out.
out.
They're
people were
freaking out.
freaking out.
And they were rush buying, and then Indigo sold out. I'm like, Ambernix don't sell out. What
Never.
in the
They
Miu
never.
is happening here?
Yeah.
Luckily, they restocked when the actual drop time was, and now they have all the SKUs in stock, and it's no shortage. So I don't know if like a scarcity thing was happening. I don't know what the hell was going on.
yeah. Skippy B Coyote just said Ambernick needs a 12-step program. They have one. They've released 12 handhelds this year.
In 12 months.
There it is. That's the program.
Step 1, step 2
is January. Step 2 is February.
Yeah.
Is anyone a little bit worried about next year? What that might bring? Because
How many more H700s can we get?
I'm telling you, I'm equating this to the SpaceX launches, where if you look at every year, more and more launches happen. I'm feeling that we're going to see more and more handhelds keep coming.
Well, they're getting more efficient. They're like getting better and better at making these things, and so they're just going to get faster. Yeah,
it's just crazy.
They are, but I mean, if you want to get serious for a second, I mean, those dang tariffs coming at the end of 2025, that's probably going to slow things down a bit in consumer electronics, I feel like, but we'll see. We'll see. We might get to a point where we miss how much output there was. Like, oh man, those were the days. Remember when we had stuff to talk about in the show once a week? And now,
remember in 2020 when it used to take 2 months to get your thing when you ordered it?
Dude, it was great.
Go back to that.
Yeah.
Well, the waiting sucked, but having something to talk about was great because we could just dive into every little part. Like the RP2, we spent months on just artwork, on backgrounds and wallpapers for the RP2 and all of the stuff around it. It was so much fun. I miss them too, man. Now it's like you never have time to build that community anymore. It's like, all right, the next thing. I kind of want to have a community around the Pocket Evo personally, but
I actually really am liking that device quite a bit. It's really nice.
It's going to have its moment in the sun, and then it's going to be on to the next.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just say Vex's comments have been just on point tonight on the chat?
Vexorian, probably one of the best commenters of 2024. Between him, Matt Davis. Yeah.
And Chris got us a super chat.
Chris.
He's voting TI-83 as handheld of the year.
Okay. Hold on. All right, DJ Windex. I'm not going to start rapping. Don't worry.
Oh, we don't get a TI-83 rap.
DJ Windex wouldn't, subject you to such nonsense. It's not really what he's about. Oh, no. Listen, TI-83 Plus is really cool. I played it all the way back in middle school. My math teacher took it away from me. He's like, that's not cool. You got to learn your algebra and stop messing with this BS. And he kicked it out of the classroom, and I had to learn math, and I was really just bored. But don't worry, I snuck it back in. There's nothing he could do. No. Let's talk about the Legion Go.
I was just gonna say, he may say TI-83 is handheld of the year, but right now we still have that handheld of the year vote going on right now.
It's in the description. That's right.
It's in the description.
I'm not even voting. That thing's rigged. I've already proved it so many times.
Hey, you can win stuff, okay? There's a bunch of there's some gift baskets.
Rigged.
There's multiple handhelds. You get the cheap handhelds, you get the nice handhelds. There's a 406H at play in that.
There is.
In there. A full one. Full functionality.
Full functionality.
That's right.
It works, and that's all you need.
Okay, so now let's talk about the new hypeness. Okay, Legion Go, yes. So there's two things to know about this. One, they have an 8-inch version that has an OLED screen, which is nuts. OLED 8-inch Lenovo. Okay, if you liked the Go, there you go. The second one is this really cool integration with Steam. They're going to have actual Steam button or a Valve approved, collaboration here, which looks awesome. Russ, what were your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I'm really interested in that Steam button and what that's going to be. Is it just big picture mode kind of thing, you know, or is it really going to have like some sort of Steam OS integration like that? That's really interesting. The chip on that is going to have the 680M inside of it, which is like the same as the 6800U kind of specs, you know. So it's like not, it's a little bit better in the Steam Deck, not as efficient, but raw performance power and be I think it's like 15% better or something like that. So it'll be all right. You know, it's just not going to be like a huge powerhouse. And then, yeah, I'm interested in that other one, like the new one, how that's going to work. And if you look at the detachable controllers on the new one, like they made it more rounded on the front, you know, like it doesn't just cut off at a 90-degree angle. See that right there?
That was one of my biggest complaints with the original one. Those controls were just not it.
Yeah, and that's why I bought those like 3D printed grips, is to round it out. And so if they're going to do that, finally, I personally, I would rather they didn't make a new Legion Go yet and just make it a bigger jump for the next one, and then just give us new controllers. Hey, here's a suite of controller options. You want an FPS friendly one? You want one that's better for real time strategy games? Like, do something like that. I think that you could really milk that, and we'd all be happy because we don't have to spend $800 on a new handheld. We can spend $50, get new controllers, and have a whole new experience for whatever game we want to play. That's why you have detachable controllers. Make it like customizable. I don't understand. I'm available for hire, Lenovo, if you ever need a market.
One thing I really wish Lenovo would do is give us a magnetic keyboard. Please give us a magnetic keyboard. That's the one thing I really missed on the first one. I'm like,
yes,
we could turn this into the all-in-one device that many people will want to do for productivity, for gaming, for everything. I'm like, give it to us. It's so obvious. It needs to be done. So that's definitely one thing I want to see.
Dan, what do you think about all this nonsense?
I mean, I actually really like the Lenovo Legion Go. I agree with Russ. They need like different controller options, because right now that's my biggest issue with it, is mostly down to the extra buttons that are around back that are super easy to press.
Yep. When I saw that in the renders for the new one, I was like, oh no. I'm like, I know there's a case for it. There's a lot of people who really have embraced it, and it's definitely a very cool idea. But I'm like, I totally agree. Give us an option for just a traditional controller attachment.
Yes, please.
I'm like, please.
Well, that's what the Lite is for, right? The Lite is an all-in-one device.
Yeah. The Go model, you mean, right?
Yeah, the Go. Yeah. The what is it? The white model.
Yeah, here I'll scroll up and bring it back. Yeah. So apparently they
like Windows Steam Deck, basically.
Yeah. So people did some sleuthing, and you can see that this one doesn't have that Steam icon, whereas this one does. So that's why they're thinking there's going to be either a Windows variant and then a Steam variant as well. So it'll be interesting to see what they cook up.
Let's let him.
Good idea. Yeah,
it is, and we're going to see him at CES. So we're going. Well, I hope so. We're trying to get in some time with them, so we can just talk about this, because not only two, but there's three now, right? Potential different SKUs.
Yep.
For 2024 or 2025, which I don't know. That seems madness to me, but we'll see.
I gotta say that Go, the S model looks so comfortable. There's something about it. It's like it'd be a joy to hold.
That's going to be
like
the flagship.
AOK Zoe A1. You know what I mean?
It's a little more rounded though. It's got a little more of those curves that we like to see.
The AOK Zoe was probably one of the most comfortable Windows handhelds I've ever felt, with one of the worst screens.
Yeah,
you had the 6800 one, right? The 6800U model. Yeah, that one had a really bad screen on it, I think.
Yeah, I have the newer one, the 7840U or whatever. The problem with that one is I've never felt like the sticks, the buttons, the D-pads were all high quality. You know, they had that 1X player kind of cheaper feel to them. But man, if they had dialed those in perfectly, I would have used that a lot more.
And it related, that what was it? The Zotac Zone. I saw ETA Prime got his hands on that one.
Yes.
Which is interesting. It's still not available in the States, though. That's still
what's going on with Europe.
Yeah, I don't know. Supposedly, it's coming to the States here in 2025.
It's like barely available in Europe too.
Right. Well, it's another OLED model though, and it's something to consider. But not sure about that one. Not sure.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be a little too late by the time if it does actually come out in the US or whatever. I think no one's going to care by the time it drops.
Yeah, and let us all know too. What's your most hyped, I guess, Windows handheld that's upcoming? Is it the Lenovo? What they're doing? you want to see what Asus is going to bring to the table? Because I keep hearing rumors of checking something out from them eventually in 2025. But we'll see. I don't think anything in time for CES, definitely. Or Zotac Zone, or God, the Blaze Nitro, I don't think is happening from Acer. That just kind of fell off.
I kind of wanted to see that one.
It's always nice. Competition isn't bad. But that's not the only thing, though, that's getting rumors and hype. Also, the Switch 2 got what feels too obviously leaked by Dbrand, so I don't know if it was a planned leak, but Nintendo hasn't taken any action or done anything. So supposedly this is what the Switch 2 looks like. You can kind of see it through the Dbrand the Dbrand case here, and it looks exactly like the Switch 1, except a little bit bigger, an 8-inch screen.
It's got a second button on the right analog or the right Joy-Con. See, there's two below the analog stick.
There's like a
second button there.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
right
the selling point.
Yeah.
And those look like analog triggers, right? They look like they're
it looks
legitimate triggers.
beefier, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, are they just trolling
look
us
better too?
I believe they did confirm that like what's in the case is the thing.
Okay.
The dimensions, at least. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess it's the Super Switch, like the Fox would say.
Except it's just the Switch 2.
It's the Switch 2. So I don't have much to say about this one. It's like
it's hard to know what's real, what's not real. You know how it is. It was the same thing before even the Switch dropped. It's happened all, you know. We're
seeing some hard specs. I mean, I think videocards.com showed some. It has the newer Tegra chip in it. It supposedly has 12 gigabytes of LPDDR5 RAM at 7,500 megahertz, which seems like not Nintendo style to be like. That's faster than even what the Steam Deck has in it for RAM. So
the thing is, it's been what 10 years since NVIDIA has done anything really with the Tegra. So
I think they're proprietarily locked in a contract.
They are, but
right?
Can you imagine what 10 years of progress could do for that line? I mean, it's kind of scary to think about.
And if it doesn't have an OLED screen, I mean, how could they go backwards from their OLED Switch to Switch 2? I wonder.
Maybe it's just like a really good LCD.
I'm okay with that. I think the PS Portal personally has a really good LCD.
I mean, to be fair, when the original Switch dropped, its panel was really good at the time too. People always commended it for having such a good screen. I mean, nowadays we're spoiled, but
we are.
You know, I mean, there are really good IPS panels out there as well. So yeah.
And now it's like, oh, it has a Switch IPS looking screen. Ugh.
For me personally, I'm not going to put any stock into anything until it starts hitting shelves. Like if you remember. I don't know if you guys were paying attention back in E3 2005 or so.
No.
Where, like they showed off the PlayStation 3 like boomerang controller.
Yeah,
Sony. They're like, this is our controller, right? But it's like, no, it was so bad, right? But it's one of those things where I just don't trust any of the companies, even their own leaks, until it actually comes out, because I just they change some of these things on a dime.
Well,
you know?
Did it? I think Sony changed it because of the response to it, because it was just
which is a good thing,
universally.
It's like Sonic's eyeballs in the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, where like everyone hated
Sony was doing
it.
Lots of weird things during that time frame. It was an interesting time to be a PlayStation fan.
So the way I see it, the Switch 2 is going to be changing midstream until it finally launches in April or whatever, and so
we'll see. We'll kind of see what it is. I mean, Clarissa brings up a good point. It could be mini LED. It could be. That'd be interesting, actually. Cheaper screens to make. You could bring that cost point down with almost as good quality as OLED. Except for that vignetting.
Yeah, we don't want a whole lot of vinaigrette.
No.
That's good.
Okay. Retrospect. I wanted that boomerang controller, huh?
Honestly,
all I have is this image of Link throwing the PlayStation 3 prototype controller. That's like burned into my brain forever. It's just such a good vision.
It's so good. Well, we'll see what Nintendo brings. We'll see. You guys want to talk about some new potential rumors in our neck of the woods. So Powkiddy. First of all, I got to say, and I might get this during the show, but Powkiddy released a pickleball set. We talked about this on the podcast, I don't know, like a year ago.
What?
I thought that Powkiddy mailed me a pickleball set for Christmas. Like I got it. I got an unannounced package from Powkiddy. It has a branded Powkiddy pouch with pickleball rackets and pickleballs inside. And I was like, I've never gotten a review unit from Powkiddy, but they've sent me a pickleball set. So I was like, this is the most Powkiddy thing that's ever happened to me. And
I'm looking at it right now.
yeah. We got to pull this.
Oh,
up.
yeah, it's a real thing. Yeah, it's.
Wait, which model did you get?
Russ.
Well, wait, they have more than one model.
It's
Come
on
on.
their store too. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah, it's the most Powkiddy thing you could possibly find.
They have the carbon fiber and they
I'm gonna
have
go
the
get it.
fiberglass.
I'm gonna go. We got to pull it up on screen. Somebody. I'm gonna go get it.
Oh, they got like the
Graphite
budget
single racket.
version and then the higher end one.
Yeah, $5 difference.
Yeah. This is too good. There.
I can't believe you didn't, Russ. I didn't realize you were
I never heard
unaware.
No.
Oh,
So what if like Chinese slang, the word kitty like translates to pickleball? You know what I mean? So it's like Pow Pickleball is the name of their brand. Like
Oh,
they're
this
actually a
makes
pickleball
so
brand.
much more
Hey,
sense.
Ben, are we going to see your name
More
come
there.
up on the website in a minute or two?
No,
Yeah, all
no,
the
no,
docs
no.
may do.
Hey, I have not purchased any pickleball sets, so
Who's
not-
about to get doxxed?
I mean, I've gotten messages from people like, "Hey, do you live in this city?" You know, because they're like, we saw it on the Powkiddy website. I'm like, dang it, gotta stop buying from them.
yeah, I kind of stopped buying from them too.
It's got a good batting feel.
Yeah,
Look at that. You get a sling bag and everything. This is great.
This is good.
it's like professional grade material.
I mean, we
this-
play pickleball, and these don't look bad. They're okay. You know, you can get like crappy ones on Amazon.
I think
But
someone
you
needs
now
to-
can get a Powkiddy branded one. I mean,
Oh my gosh.
how
look,
do you?
You get
TV.
4 pickleballs.
So so
Look at this.
pickleball. They use wiffle balls for that, or what's the deal
I
with
guess. But my son and
that?
I were
I thought
playing
it
with
was
this
supposed to be
and-
with tennis balls. I'm confused.
No, you don't use tennis balls. No.
Oh,
So-
okay.
can
So-
I say something really quickly?
Yes.
This is the full like 2 pickleball rackets, 4 balls, and a bag kit.
Yes.
That's
Look at Ben get all
$53.
excited.
That's $53 on the Powkiddy website.
It's the ultimate.
Someone really likes you, Stubbs.
Well, and so I was like, wait a minute. Powkiddy wouldn't do this. They don't even like send us affiliate money more than like once a year, you know? So I was like, sometimes we get a note that just simply says, thanks for supporting Powkiddy, you know? And like, that's like, okay, thanks Powkiddy. But this showed up. And so turns out it was Michael Benny. He's always, he goes deep, man. So he just sent me a picture of me with the Andre Agassi hair in my DMs, and eventually I put it together so like he had done. And I was like, oh, right. You went deep with that podcast lore. Okay. He's like, Merry Christmas. And I was like, dude, that was the best. Thank you. Well, my son and my family have really been enjoying these. So actually, this is a pretty good quality pickleball set, I have to say. So
Yeah, you know, I was thinking like, you know, Oregon is one of the big
Beautiful.
like pickleball places of in the US. You know, like that's a big center. Like I know people who like I have a friend who poured concrete and made a pickleball like thing in his backyard. Like he's got a whole thing there, like a court. And so yeah, kind of crazy.
Yeah, all the snowbirds are bringing it down with them, so we're starting to have pickleball courts pop up all over the place here. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what the hell is pickleball? You all
I'm gonna
guys
learn.
ever heard of tennis?
I'm gonna learn how to play it though. I got to learn how to play it now because it's actually pretty satisfying to at least hit the balls with this thing. Now I just got to learn how to play the game. And yes, it doesn't emulate anything. It just plays one game, pickleball. You can also play whack-a-ball with it. You can also just play like, you know, get dad with it. My son likes to play get dad with it. That's fun for him. And so thank you, Michael Benny.
You think Ambernick's going to come out with a competitor version of this?
I hope so. I mean, let's get the pickleball handhelds.
What about games console? You think they're gonna drop their
Oh,
own
yeah.
too?
Oh gosh.
then the
Game
clone,
empty.
then the clones of the clones. Oh, good. Well, we really got off on a tangent on that one. But what about that new Powkiddy we were going to talk about? The X35H. That's what it was. That we were leading into that. So there's a rumor that they're making the X35. It's the S, right? But now it's horizontal.
Yeah, but at the same time, it kind of looks like a tiny Powkiddy X55.
Okay.
I'm pulling it up. It wasn't in the weekly. Sorry, guys.
Dang it, Rob.
Hey, that's
Rob,
Andrew's fault.
I forgive Andrew too.
I'm still gonna blame you, Rob.
Wow.
We're a professional podcast.
We're very professional here.
You have to understand this.
Oh yeah.
Todd from Gilbert purchased the RGB. The RGB.
Hey, Gilbert. All right, that's someone local. I'll have to find out where Todd
Your
lives.
neighbor.
Yeah.
It's in the other news section, Robert.
There you go.
Andrew says.
I got
Oh, okay.
other handheld news.
This is a little mini X55. Yeah.
Yeah.
That actually looks pretty good.
I told Rob I hope it doesn't have the same loud clicky shoulder buttons and like face buttons.
So it's a 3566,
3.5 inch.
3.5 inch.
3.5 inch, 4x3 X55.
They shared pictures of it in about 4 different colors.
Oh, really? What colors we getting?
Oh, I gotta find that.
You know I'm in my color phase.
There's white.
You're always in a color phase.
Yellow. It's got the like RGB 10 Max 3 yellow.
Okay.
And then a transparent black and a transparent blue.
Ooh.
Oh, you gotta get the yellow. That's very classic.
Yeah.
Is it like baby blue, like this guy, like this?
No, since it's transparent, I think it's more
Like the SX machine?
Yeah, it's more like the SX.
Oh, gotcha.
So it's not
a
bad
when
one.
when back when RK3566s were a good chip and we wanted them, like this was sorry, I had to do a dig there, but Ameritic never really released a good plastic one of these that was small. They did they had the 353M, but the 353P was the Super Nintendo one. It was too big. So it's kind of cool to have a small, compact, cheap plastic one. Like that's kind of
I'm all in for this. I love this form factor. I think
mean,
it's
like,
a lot of fun.
The Arcade 2023 was like a good small compact one, but like I feel like this is almost going to be better just because it feels like Powkiddy has been putting out better handhelds this year.
They're
controls on
super
that
underrated.
were bad.
Honestly, like 2024 Powkiddy, tell you, they're good stuff. It's decent stuff, you know.
They were cooking, and Gamma OS or Gamma is doing great things. With the 3566 line. So that's one thing. If you're getting into this particular chipset, there is just a great options for firmware.
Yeah, I know Russ wanted to see the blue. There's that blue, which is really
it's a little darker.
That blue looks better.
It's
that
gorgeous.
looks better.
I thought it was lighter than that.
No,
that's the one.
If it's like that tone in real life, I'm all for that. That looks gorgeous.
Yeah, man, that's the move.
I might have to get this one.
Could you imagine if they released it in transparent green? Could you imagine? Could you imagine it, Ban?
I'll take 3.
They did release a great transparent green handheld right here.
I am gonna leave. I'm going to leave.
Okay, fine, man, fine. We got a better one here. Here's a little more reasonable one.
That's a lot better. I just want to say, like, Russ had like a disgusted look on his face the first time he saw that E5 Plus. It was hilarious.
It was. Well, I wish we had screen capped that. It was perfect.
It was really good. We'll talk about it during that segment. But I kind of like this one for a few reasons. But this new Powkiddy, not too bad. And with Powkiddy and what they've been doing lately, especially man with some of the later 2024 options. Hell, even the X35S, even the X35S, I was a fan of. So we'll see what they do. This is not out yet, so you can't pre-order this yet. But because it looks so fully fleshed out, I'm sure we'll see it in no time.
Yeah, so. I'd say like within a month or so, hopefully.
Yeah. We'll see. What else we got today? Oh yes. RPCS3 has been cooking as well. So that's the PS3 emulator.
Oh, yeah.
Not only that, but Xemu as well. Both of them are running now on Android. and RPCS3 has an ARM64 build.
This is probably the craziest thing though going on right now. This is RPCS3 running on the Retro Pocket 5.
Ooh,
that's nuts.
Yeah, this is just the craziest thing ever.
And like that's just a
yeah.
What?
Okay, I guess it's more so walking, but yeah.
But still, it's pretty wild to see this.
You're gonna be, like your starter games on RPCS3 are gonna be like Afterburner Climax. Like that one doesn't take a lot of power, right? And then Dead or Alive 5 surprisingly doesn't take a lot. Demon Souls takes a bit more. It's like 20% more. But that's still not bad right there.
Yeah.
I mean, Snapdragon 865. This is pretty mind blowing.
I gotta wonder like how it is on an 8 Gen 2 or similar.
Right. Even better.
That's the beauty of having this Linux support. That's why it's such a game changer on Retro Pocket 5 and Mini. I mean, it's such a big deal.
So I wonder how that's going to run if I try it on like the Pocket Evo.
You won't be able to though.
Oh wait, that's true.
This is using Rockets.
This is Snapdragon 865. Yeah.
Specifically needs to be an 865.
I know we need some, we need more of this on higher end chipsets for sure. I mean, can you imagine? It's just unbelievable.
Yeah. I remember back when the 2 Plus launched, and the fact that we could do any GameCube at all was incredible. We'd fight all we could to get like a 0.75x resolution.
Right.
And now we're potentially going into PS3 territory with passable gameplay. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, the RPCS3 team is just amazing what they've been doing. I mean, really, it's one of the best emulators out there right now. I mean, it's up there with things like PPSSPP and all that stuff. I mean, this team is organized and they know what they're doing, and they just keep improving and iterating on this. Yeah, it's just incredible.
They just grind.
Progress is amazing.
I'm excited because I have one of those Snapdragon Windows, Surface laptops, and I love it. It's the Snapdragon Plus, and it looks like native ARM64 support for Windows. So
yes,
I'm gonna play around with that.
So I will admit, I tried out a little bit of RPCS3 on the Raspberry Pi 5. Because there were videos of it, and it's certainly a possible thing. It's not going to run great, but I just had to do it for fun, and it's a little interesting. I am still messing around with it, but yeah, that's actually a thing. So if you own a Raspberry Pi 5, maybe give it a shot.
What's it at 144p?
Yeah, it's on some really low resolution. It's just I mean, to be fair, they were showing off God of War running, so it's
Is there?
I'd probably do something like Afterburner, like Russ was saying, something light,
Yeah.
So do you still have to make a virtual hard drive in there and like install the games in the emulator, or is there any way to feed it ROMs like with other emulators now?
You can always do one or the other. You don't have to. If you take a PSN title, like an RPX file or whatever they call it, you got to download and install that one in. But if you take just a eboot file, like an eboot.bin file, which is a disk rip, you can just play that one.
Oh wait, really? You can just load it?
Yeah, you just point the emulator to it. It'll load it and it'll put it into the menu, but it'll just pull it from the actual location.
No way.
So it's not going to pull into
I do that a lot because I have like a network drive with my disc games, and then I'll just load it up that way. Yeah, it works great, honestly.
Are the files bigger though? Are the file sizes bigger for that method?
No, they're about the same.
I mean, it just depends on the game, really. I think is really usually what it comes down to.
The reason why I often avoid PS3 is just because, I got to install it inside the emulator. Then you have a duplicate version of the file. You got to have so much space available. And so I just I'll come back to it.
Yeah. After you install it, you can just delete the other one. You don't have to keep that you install it. But then also you got to remember, you got to compile all those shaders. Depending on the game, like for Metal Gear Solid 4, that takes an hour and a half. Like people don't realize that. I'm like, hey, can you show off this game? Sure. I just lost 2 hours of my life right there. You know what I mean? And so, Metal Gear Solid 4 is also really bad to test because if you're not starting with a save game, you've got to go through all the intro stuff, and some of it's not skippable, and it's like it's another 30 minutes to get through that.
That's insanity. And so once you compile the shaders, though, will it be ready for you next time you play at least? Or do you have to compile everything?
It's much faster.
It'll compile really quickly. Yeah.
So, so it caches itself to the disk and then... Nice. I got to get into RPCS3 more.
You
I mean,
really
I have no,
should.
I have no excuse now. It's everywhere, you know. So that's cool. That's crazy. And Xemu too. Don't forget about Xbox. So that also is available, not as widely available, but on Android at least. So I don't know how many.
So it's just on Rocknix, so it's still
Rocknix.
Linux side. Yeah,
Still
there's no Android build of Xemu. Yeah.
Well, what's our headline? What's our headline say? It says Xemu running on Android. It must
It can run on Retroid Pocket 5.
mean, on
It's,
Retroid
you know,
Pocket
booting
5.
into Rocknex.
Yeah.
I'll have to correct that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Very
Fix
good.
your stuff.
I gotta figure myself.
Yeah,
out,
you could be real sneaky and do like Andrew's saying. You could do it through WinLater. That's another possibility.
Oh, there you go. You could.
Yeah, I've
do a
tested
lot.
Xbox with WinLater on the Retroid Pocket 5, and it's okay. It just
okay.
There's something off about it. Like when I'm playing through the games, they don't feel right. It's showing 60 frames per second, but I'm like, this is not running 60 frames per second. I can tell. So yeah, I would love to see a native port to Android. That would be amazing. I like how Stubbs looks like Hand from Thing from
Thing
from
Adam's
Addams Family. Yeah.
This is just me pivoting subtly.
How subtle.
Because we're going to talk about today's unboxing.
More controllers.
I love controllers.
So AKNES, beloved AKNES, they bring us such goodness as 8-Bit Do, Retro Flag, and Gulikit products. Big sponsor of the podcast, and we do giveaways for them. And so now it's been a while. I'm like, it's been a while since we've heard from them. And so now just today was thinking about them, and then we've manifested here the 8-Bit Do Ultimate 2C wireless controller. So I'm like, okay, but the 2C is already a thing. But this one has Bluetooth, and it's 2.4 and wired if you want. So I'm really excited because my Surface laptop is the sand dune gold color, kind of brownish, and this looks like it might match it. And so I'm like, what? I've been looking for accessories that match that colorway, and I cannot find them. So somebody made a brown controller. I'm just gonna rip this apart.
Did you suggest this to them? The brownie colorway?
Huh?
Was this your idea? Okay.
No, but it's literally called brownie is the colorway. I'm like, what? Why would you? But that's okay. I like how their cords always fun. So I also got the blue one as well today, and the blue one had a matching cord that was the exact shade as the shell. This brown one doesn't, but the blue one did, and I've been playing on it today, having a lot of fun. Solid controller.
I was confused at first. I was like, wait, that's not a brown controller. I was like, oh wait, that one's one you had already.
Oh, look at that. That's like
that is brown. That is glorious
brown.
brown. That is brown.
Dude, that is 1970. Oh, it's two-tone. It's two-tone. It's like my keyboard. It's like the Commodore
It's
keyboard.
a Commodore 64
Look at that
controller.
Oh,
Look at that brown. Oh, man.
I love the little accents with the around the analog stick.
Yeah.
This is delicious. I love it.
Oh, man.
Delicious.
So this is like
khaki accents.
This is like those houses built in the 70s with that particular shade of paint. You know, that's
all I can think of is like wood paneling.
Brown, yeah, wood paneling.
Michael Benny with an underrated comment there. This is the Zune of controllers. That's awesome.
Man,
I have to say, low key, that brown Zune.
That.
I need that in my collection. That thing's beautiful.
I need a Zune.
The brown one. You gotta get the brown one, man. I think it has like little green accents on it. It's gorgeous.
That's the only one you should get.
Yes.
That one's not coming out. I don't know why.
Oh.
Well,
don't do that.
What
Why did you do that? Why did you do that?
Why would you
blue? You don't want.
That's much better.
Okay. So this is. We got
someone just asked, is UPS making controllers now?
Oh, that's
This is the UPS colorway. Oh my god, that's amazing. Okay, so what are the specs on this particular? What's different?
So I was just looking it up. I can read them off to you. So it's Bluetooth, wireless 2.4, and then wired. The wireless 2.4 and wired are for Windows only. The Bluetooth is for Android only. So it's like you can't use Bluetooth with your PC. You got to use the 2.4 gigahertz.
Yes.
dongle.
So I recently
though.
discovered this with my GameSir G8 Plus. I had to get a specific dongle just to
Yeah. And
No,
then,
incorrect.
but it has Hall sensor triggers and joysticks. It's got 1,000 hertz pulling rate. It has the R4 and L4 like above the triggers. Like there's those extra buttons. I've tested this one before, but it was like blue and orange. It was really weird looking, and it's like $25, so it's not a bad price at all.
This one, this particular one, $29.99, at least from AKNES launch.
Oh, where is he going?
On PC Bluetooth
There
because
you
I was
go.
using it.
Back.
What's happening?
Your
You
audio
just-
is all messed up.
Your audio cut out.
Oh,
a
it's
little
because I
bit.
turned on the silly background music. But this one did work with my PC. I've been playing it today, Bluetoothed to it, so I can
Oh,
say
really?
it won't work. Yes,
Oh,
yes.
they lied.
It shows up as a PlayStation 4 controller, is what it does.
Interesting.
But yes, but otherwise Android, and then you get your Nintendo Switch mode, and there is even a brown dongle. Are you prepared for this? Because look at that.
Man needs it.
Look at that.
He needs
how
it for his
brown that is.
collection.
Hey, I already have a couple of 8-bit do dongles. I'm good.
Do you have a brown one?
Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry, guys. Hold on. Stop the press. These are two different models. Hold on. This is the one I've been testing today. Russ, never mind.
That's the
What is
Bluetooth
that
one is?
model.
This is a
Yeah, that might be the
Ultimate
Bluetooth model. That's like the
2C
$70 one or
Bluetooth.
whatever.
Oh, and the brown one
No.
is actually
Oh.
Ultimate 2C wireless controller. So this is the one you were talking about. The one that doesn't. This one won't work with PC.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
this
because
is
the
the one I
Ultimate
wanna use
2C
with my
wireless and
PC.
Bluetooth. Yeah.
yeah,
Plug in my dongle. Okay.
I think did the blue one come with a dongle or no?
it did not. So this
Yeah,
is,
so that's the dedicated Bluetooth one.
so is this the
Yeah.
$30 one or the $26?
That one's a $30 one. I'm just looking up. So
Okay.
that one's $30, and the brown one's $25.
Oh,
Really,
okay.
those
Well,
are both cheap nowadays. They used to be like $100
Very
for
cheap.
the one with the dock. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
all it's
They've
all the
come
money's
down.
in the dock.
but if you want to know actually about the what I think about the controller, nice big joysticks. I love that. Feels very good. Oh, I guess I should full screen this, huh? You got mushy rubber membrane buttons, which this is an 8-bit do controller, and I'm sure you've seen lots of reviews from us about these over the last year. Pretty much everything the same here. Nice clicky pivot on that D-pad, comfortable L1, R1, and lots of travel on these shoulders, and you also get a couple of function buttons. Yeah, all comes together. It feels like an Xbox controller, and just very comfortable to use. These are probably one of my favorite controller line is the Ultimate 2 line. And they even have this collaboration with Vitcher to make this black one. Although this is, I think, the first edition Ultimate, right?
Yeah, because it doesn't have
Same.
the L4 and R4 on the back. Because they
Okay.
have extra buttons back there.
Okay, so they added that, and I think the D-pad feels a little bit improved to me. This is way more tactile, whereas this is just all mushy. So
Yeah, they changed it.
So yeah, check these out. I'll add them both in the description. But blue, brown, they also have some other colorway options. Cheap controllers, good controllers, multifunctional, and comfortable. Okay. Van, I heard you had something for us today.
I do?
Yeah, I heard you had a keyboard.
Oh yeah. So I've ever since AKNES had sent it over, I had been using the 8-bit do like IBM style keyboard.
Yeah.
But Fantech, they actually sent me a controller a little bit ago. They sent me a keyboard and they were like, "Hey, it's retro themed." And when they sent me the picture, my first thought was PlayStation.
Yeah.
But then I got the box.
SFC.
Yeah, they went all in
Whoa.
on like this is the theming for Super Famicom.
Oh, wow.
They even did the thing with their logo.
That's a bit
Amazing. That's
Yeah. So it's the MaxFit Air 83. It's a low profile, like wireless mechanical keyboard. And if I can get it open, came in like you can tell it's small compared to the It's a small one.
Is it a 40%?
No, it's a 75% keyboard.
5%. Okay.
So that just basically means they took a TKL or a 10 keyless and they smushed it a little bit further.
Nice.
So if I just kind of set it down on top of the 8-bit do keyboard, you can see it's quite a bit smaller.
Oh, I love the up down keys. That's great.
Oh yeah, my first thought,
keys are awesome.
Wow.
My first thought when I was looking at it was like, hey, this reminds me of those like Newfie keyboards.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
But right now, if you go onto their website, this is like $60.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, it's
Is
even
it-
got like that Famicom gray on the back.
Is it brown keys, red keys? What do we get?
So they're not hot swappable, unfortunately,
Okay.
but you can get them with either red switches or brown switches. I asked, they called it a new manufacturer of low profile switches called
Oh,
Mini.
mini. So those are red switches, right?
Yep, the ones in
Linear-
here are red
linear?
switches. Yep, linear, pretty lightweight switch. It's got a 2,500 milliamp hour battery, which they say if you have the LEDs off, you can get up to 400 hours of battery life,
Whoa.
which is identical to the 8-bit do keyboard.
Wow.
But if you have the LEDs on, it's down to 90, and you can kind of is it going to turn on? You can kind of understand why, but I think I've turned too many switches on it. Well, actually, I'm going to say one thing that's nice is that it has a little slot in the bottom for the dongle.
Yeah, you
that's
don't need.
Oh, you don't
need
need that
good.
though.
Easy one.
You got a dongle tower. What do you need that
Yeah.
for?
Make a song about dongle towers for all the dongles for game controllers. Make a song about dongle towers for all the dongles for game controllers. Ban.
Okay. So now you got the LEDs going there.
Yeah, like there, I can see why it cuts the battery life down so far.
What?
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's
Uh,
fun.
I can't unsee Zoom now.
but no, I can't either.
Incredible.
Uh,
That's good, man. I like the I like the SFC accents there on the arrow keys. And if red switches, so it's not going to be very loud, right? That's more,
No, it's
okay.
pretty quiet. I had to get used to it because I've been using like big chunky keyboards for who knows how many years at this point. But it's actually not a bad experience moving over to something this slim.
And do you like how it is ergonomically compared to what you're using now?
Oh yeah, it's got dual stage flip out feet on the bottom. So
Dual stage.
yeah, it's I'm hitting buttons because I turned the keyboard on. But that basically means it's got one like normal height for the feet, but there's a second one. On
Oh,
the
that's
inside.
cool.
Oh,
I'm still
Yeah,
trying to figure
Nifty
out.
has that too. Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
cool.
it's really trying to be like those low profile Newfie like Keychron keyboards.
Is $60 a good price for
Yeah,
something
the
like
new
this?
fee's $110, so this is great.
Yeah, I think
Nice.
$60 is a pretty fair price. They do have a larger version of this as well if you want like the numpad. And that would be it's 99 keys, so basically
Okay.
it's this but with a numpad right next to it, and that one's $69. But
Oh, not too bad. Only $10 more.
No.
All right. Well, what do you think what do you think of their controller, the EOS Pro? Is that what that's called?
yeah, I have a whole review on this one, like on
Oh.
the Retro Handhelds website. But I think it's got a lot of nice features as well. It has like, what is it? You can set different stages for how far the triggers press down.
nice.
So rather than going all the way, you can basically cut that down to like a quarter of the distance.
Mm.
Oh, there we
Oh.
go.
There's your fun lights. How's that dome D-pad?
Oh, I mean, when I don't use it, You could switch it out for a normal shape D-pad.
Okay.
But I found that this one kind of has the best feel overall.
Do you like this more than, I don't know, say a Gulikit or something in that price range?
I think if you're looking at both of them, considering you can get like different height sticks, different D-pads for this one, if you're looking at like customizability, I think this is a lot better. The one thing that I'm not personally the biggest fan of is how light the triggers are because they move super easily.
Okay, so we went this whole time, and you didn't tell me that there were fun colorways. Hold on.
Oh, are you talking about this one?
Yeah, I think so. Let me.
Oh, yeah. There's 5 different colorways of the EOS Pro, and they're all named something a little bit weird.
Oh, look at that. That looks cool.
Oh,
that's my favorite colorway.
Look at that.
The bunch.
Look at that. So we get that. Look at this Starfield one with this copper. That's fun. $41. That's not bad at all.
Oh, they finally have a version with the dock now as well.
Oh, yeah. Explorer of Stars.
Is there a Thanos version? Do they have a Thanos version?
There is not a Thanos version.
Oh.
The closest you get is this like wild.
No, Gamester's got that license locked down.
So
yeah,
it's a little bit of a. I thought it was funny, but they told me that they were releasing a plain black version because people were like making too many comments about the different like colorways
it's very busy. I would say the one you have now looks pretty decent, and this one, I mean, it's very busy still, but at least the main elements are simple. So I like that one the best with the dock.
Yeah.
So $53.
Yep.
Explorer of Stars Pro WGP 15. That'll let you play on Windows, Nintendo Switch, Android, iOS.
Yeah.
Nice Hall effect.
Came with a dongle.
Came with the dongle. Check out Band's review. That's awesome.
It's got to be hard to design a controller like that, like especially like a Chinese manufacturer trying to appeal to Western audiences. You know what I mean? Like imagine if you had to make a controller that appealed to Chinese audiences. I wouldn't even know where to start because tastes are so different. You know what I mean? So they probably think, oh, this is super cool, and then we see it, we're like, that's super lame, you know. And so it's always really interesting to kind of predict what kind of design they're going to come up with. The 8-Bit Dough does a really good job. I think that they got an insider, some sort of Westerner design who's like helping them. You know what I mean? Like there's got to be something going on there.
There's got to be something because they kind of consistently nail it, I feel, a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Like even the Black Myth controller they had was like very
that
was
kind
nice.
of subdued there, you know, but it looked nice though.
That one
they
is
definitely
Hey, I don't know about you guys.
That was a nice one.
I'm a fan of the ridiculousness ones lately. So I mean nothing beats that Thanos. Nothing beats Thanos.
I think a lot could beat Thanos.
Yeah.
Band, did you have any other thoughts you wanted to share about your keyboard or controller? Because those are really cool. I've never tried Fantech before.
So I think for the price, both of these are super like they're actually pretty solid options at like their price ranges. When I first learned about Fantech, I only knew them for their like gaming mice. Right. So when I kind of learned they had like keyboards, controllers, I wasn't sure.
Did they sent you the controller for review, but the keyboard you just bought and you just wanted to talk about?
No, they sent me the keyboard as well. But I actually have been like genuinely liking using this thing.
Yeah, you told me you're like I just really want to gush about this keyboard tonight. And I was like, all right, I'll just go for it. Like that sounds good.
I still think my favorite part is just the box.
The box is awesome.
Like,
I mean, it looks like you pulled it off of the shelves of like a retro game store or something. It's just been sitting on a shelf for a long time.
Yeah,
it's kind of wild.
And I can't really show it right now, but they also themed their software for this as well. I think I've sent you guys at least a screenshot, but their entire software is blue, green, yellow, and red in these shades.
It reminds me of just early 90s, just complete nostalgia.
I think it's a nice like blend of the two, honestly.
Yeah. All right. I'll have to try one of these little keyboards. I really love my 8-Bit Dough personally.
Have you tried Mario Teaches Typing on that yet?
Oh, I have not.
You need to.
I think I need to get that one.
You gotta let us know how that goes.
So those were our unboxings today. If you're interested in either of those, they're of course in the description, and these AKNES 8-bit dough controllers here. Also, AKNES is having their giveaway going on, their holiday giveaway. So that's in our description too, if you want to enter into that to be considered for winning something, some 8-bit dough controllers. Maybe the Microsoft Xbox keyboard. So,
the Xbox,
the Halo.
Ben, Jared has a question for you. Were you the kid that on Christmas morning just played with the boxes?
No.
My kids love a solid cardboard box.
I mean, like,
boxes are great, right?
They're great. Yeah, you can build forts with them, dude. You can, they're multi-purpose. You can build boats. Kids make cars and
anything you can imagine. You can
anything. They push each other around. It's great.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Okay, well, in our last, half an hour or so here, we have two things to do.
Oh,
we're gonna tier rank, and I don't think this will take too long, but we're gonna tier rank and figure out the best rk3566 rock chip 3566 handheld that was released in 2024.
Yeah, that's the key word, is released in 2024.
A lot of the best ones, probably the ones you would consider the winners of that chipset, were not released in 2024. So we're going to figure out the best of this year's mid-level of the crop handhelds.
Yeah.
Mid-level of the crop, yeah.
Because I was, when I saw the full list, 2022, 2023, I was like, dude, the 353, right there, the 353M Embernick, that I feel like is the definitive.
It starts out like, wow, these are really good handhelds, and then it just kind of falls apart from there.
Yeah, it just like first.
And RGB 30, but yeah,
the RGB 30 is last year as well, which was, a huge success. A very popular handheld. It has rough around the edges. It has its issues.
It started the one-to-one screen trend. Everyone's using a display now, so
yeah, they came in like hard with that one.
Yeah,
it did. And then of course, there's the RGB 30, another very popular, but we're not considering these today. Nope. Today, what we're going to be talking about again is what came out this year. And of those options, we have some questionable entries, we have some pretty decent entries, and we have one or two that potentially could be just very, very solid long-term handhelds. And I don't want to talk
like.
What does it feel like?
I was just gonna say, it feels like if we were to rank out the Land Before Time movies, but we could only start on like numbers 8 through 14. That's what we're doing right now.
Ban and Rob have been cooking on this one all year long, and they were really excited in December.
He owns more of these than I do.
Well, now
and to be fair, Stubbs, you've held every single one of these.
I've touched every entry in this list at least once for a day. So yeah, I know. But the M25 Linus Tech Tips review, and then I'm like, all right, I'm going to review that. And I'm like, why in the world did he buy this? This isn't. I can't even review this. What's going on here?
And then he decided to just mail it to me when he was done with it.
Mm-hmm. So with that, we're going to pull up a tier list. Ban, you're now have real producer powers again. Do you want to pull up a screen share for us?
Oh, I was not prepared for that.
Michael Benny's got to go one, ranking the home loans after number 2.
There you go. Yeah.
I can pull it up if you need.
Yeah, you might want to do that.
That's fine.
I close like everything before we start, so I don't get like a bunch of Discord notifications coming through the speakers.
That's fair. That's all right.
We should have a category of like most anticipated 3566 handheld.
Oh,
it'll be blank.
That's easy.
X35H.
Whatever game MT's cooking up next.
Okay, so here's what we got, everybody.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
There's a lot from like the past years in there as well. Don't worry.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll skip those over.
Okay, so what came out this year? The CB Skibbity 408.
Skibbity.
Okay.
I got that on
put them all D tier.
The
E5 Plus.
E5 Plus, the green one we've been showing today. The
E6 Plus.
E6, yep.
Plus, which is the horizontal Starry Night one. The bubble. Awesome bubble. Not the
Shem's favorite, the M18.
M18.
That image is from Shem's video.
Oh, yeah.
Copyrighted.
I recognize those beautiful hands.
We've stolen it.
The M19.
M19 from SJ Gam.
Cyclops.
And that's right. We have the R40S from Game Console.
Oh, that one's
that's
46.
46.
R46. My bad.
The one where the screen fell out for ban.
Ah,
25.
Man.
you passed the R40S though. It's the second one.
Okay. R40S. Sorry, I thought I was an RGB 30.
And then you got the 3 Powkiddies.
That's right. We get the Max 3, which is a great handheld. We get the Pro, which is
solid.
The most cyberpunk handheld, and I thought it was pretty decent in my testing.
The SX machine.
Yeah, the SX machine, which is the tall boy, which has an awesome 1x1 screen, the same from the RGB 30.
And then there's the X35S.
X35S, which I really like the D-pad, but the software was just not there yet when I was testing.
I think you're the only one that has. Ben, have you tried that one out yet? I don't remember.
I didn't even take it out of the box when he sent it to me. I sent it right back.
So if we're talking about of all time, objectively speaking, I mean, if you love OLED, you still have that Ambernick. What was this one called?
503.
503.
Yeah, that's a super overlooked one.
It is. Yeah. It was kind of ugly and weirdly just too lightweight, and had the Vita OLED, but it has its place, I feel like. So it's probably one of the better ones, objectively speaking. 353M though was just a sleek experience. I mean, what a handheld! The engineering on that one, and the 353V and the VS, those also were great. You can mod them to death. And the X55 even. I came around to that later on.
Oh gosh,
no.
The Arc was great.
Arc was great.
Arc is honestly.
Oh yeah, the Arc. Yeah,
4 inches. Yeah.
Yeah.
That D-pad, man. Oh,
that D-pad.
353P even was pretty solid. That was when Ambernick started to really trying to copy, Nintendo style or retro game consoles, and they did it with the SNES, and then now they did it with the Genesis, and now today they're doing it with the 34XX. Yeah. So, Arcade 2023. I mean, sure, these all have their place in their time, but today's not the place for them. Today we talk about the unfortunate things that got released this year. So here we go. We're going to do this. We said we'd do it, and we're going to stick to it. So, Ban, what do you think? How do you want to do this?
Should we start with, I think we got to start with just do one brand at a time. And I'm thinking SJ Gam can be first here.
Okay.
I like that idea. That's a good idea.
I feel like M25 can stay at a solid D tier.
Yes.
Yeah.
Any objections?
No, I've got no objections. This thing feels awful. It looks awful. It's just a sad machine.
The sad machine. We'll just nickname it that.
They're already ranked correctly. No changes necessary.
I mean,
there are some good ones in there.
There's some C tiers in here, yeah.
So we were talking the last few weeks, and there definitely is one that is going to be an S tier, but doesn't mean that it's an S tier handheld. It means it's the S tier of this list. So take that into account.
100%.
One thing needs
the
to be
fastest kid in gym school, in gym class.
That's what we're working with right now. Okay, so the M25 we're solid on. CB Skibbity, I bought mine. And it's metal shell, and I thought it'd be nice, but it never worked because the battery came disconnected. So
my touch screen didn't work.
They didn't even touch any of these.
Must have been a sabotage. It must have been an inside job because
Rob's
my touch screen worked great.
Everybody's came broken, so I don't know. Except for Rob, so he loves it.
Rob is in the.
I think what they were hoping for is they saw my name on the mailing label. They were like, "Oh, I hope Retro Tech Daddy gives a review on this thing. We got to send him a good unit."
Okay, Retro Fun Tech. I'm gonna make fun of you a little bit for right now. I have to review a little bit. What chipset is in this? I wonder.
Maybe look at the title.
What is the title?
Oh, right there. Oh, it says RH. Should they RK?
Did you guys?
Oh, the RH3.
Oh, RH has their own chipset. That's cool.
We can't announce it. No, I love you, Cam. I just had to give you a hard time. Okay. So, Rob, do you feel like your beloved?
Okay, so I'm gonna make some strong cases for this.
Oh, okay. I'd love to hear this.
And get it to clean Android.
I'd love to hear this from you.
Oh yeah, clean Android on this. You just take away their ugly launcher. You got an actually pretty decent finished metal build here. Like, I mean, this is surprisingly decent quality.
I've already
face buttons are pretty nice. D-pad's pretty good. I mean, It's
What's
probably
the
a whole
price?
lot better than the M25. That's for sure.
Yeah, but how much does that cost? How much did you buy that
What was
for?
this? How much is this bay? Like $60?
70.
Okay, price is a little pushing that edge there.
Don't forget,
You
it
got
is
metal.
it's the only metal handheld. on
Yeah,
this list.
yeah, it's
For this
kind
year.
of different. It's
If
not
you
the
need-
worst thing here.
You need a metal handheld that was released this year. This is the one for you. That's also an RK35.
Thank you, Retrospect. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think the CB Skibbity is
You think it's a C tier?
I think it's C. I think it deserves a C. It's
Yeah.
at least it was pushing at
If
least
it works. If
the
you get one that-
envelope a little bit.
If you get one that's not broken on.
The buttons, they worked.
Okay.
Hey,
All right.
that's more than some other ones on this list here.
Can I turn on our silly music?
Yes, please. It
Is
seems
this-
seems
is this-
appropriate for this.
It'll.
The silly music.
Stubbs, you cut out as soon as the music comes out. We can't hear you.
It's gonna figure itself out. It's gonna hold on.
He's underwater.
We're buffering. We're buffering. Okay, we're loading shaders right now. How we doing?
Oh, you sound good again.
Okay, see, it just needs to figure itself out.
Yeah, see, I mean, retrospect, some assembly required. It's no big deal for us in this space. It's okay,
No.
It's a tinkerer's handheld. There you go,
You don't buy it for your brother though. It's not the one you buy the
No. This is like if you like building
All
model cars and stuff. This
We've
is
already
the one you
spoken
go for.
about it. We've already spoken about it for too long. How about the M18, Shem's beloved M18? I feel like that one,
Okay.
it makes no sense in any way. It has Rob's beloved Badonk and that mad face, but I feel like
It's pretty comfy. I'll
Hey,
give you that much.
I think
By
it's
the
a D-
way,
I think it's a D tier.
this is the same M18 from that picture.
Oh, it is. That's the
Yeah.
original, huh?
This is Shem's M18.
He sell it to you for $5?
Not quite, but close.
No, actually, it was the other way around.
I think I sold you one for $5.
Yeah, you sold this to me for $5.
That's
I don't
right.
even know how you got it from me.
I think I bought it from you for $20.
It's got the double QC stickers on the top corners.
I sold it back to you for
That's
$5.
real quality.
Oh yeah.
That's
I mean, it
This-
works.
They couldn't
It works.
even been bothered to select the month it was quality controlled in.
It plays PSP games on that 16:9 screen.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense
Surprisingly.
for it.
It's
It's comfy. It works.
Yeah, it's definitely a handheld that has functions. It turns on, it plays games.
I mean, you can
But it
play
has
Fortnite
it
on that,
has
right?
the face that only a mom could love. So
Has that mad face.
oh yeah, it's
I
angry.
mean, look at this thing.
I feel like at least amongst this crew, though, it could be considered a C. Although
I
Yeah,
might
well-
nudge it to C.
I
I-
might nudge it first now. I'll nudge it in a C.
Plus,
it has
look,
enough
I mean,
going for it
I mean,
in
look at
this list.
watch Shem's video. I mean, just
All right.
the title alone.
All right.
It's just,
Listen, if Shem loved it so much, why did he sell it to Ban?
For $5, yeah.
man, you
Hey.
should make a video. Why did Shem sell me this?
Wide.
Why?
Why
did Shem sell
why did Shem sell me this?
Hey, it came with the wiki pad, okay?
That's pretty cool. I always shoehorn in, my
So
to
what
ban.
you're
I'm like,
saying is,
you want an M18 along with this shipment as well? Extra $5 on the top. He's like, okay.
well, what happened is I think he sold the wiki pad and he just threw in the M18 with it.
Yeah, I think he was trying to get money for that one instead.
You slip in your e-waste. What a racket we have going here.
There is one more SJGAM handheld though.
There is.
Oh, what is it?
The Cyclops.
The
The
Cyclops.
Cyclops. That's right. So that is the M19. I
Oh.
liked the M19. That was a good one for the kids because you can just press a button, it turns it on and off. There's no software to mess with. It's sure, for adults, the shoulder buttons are really unfortunate where they're placed. But non-clicky, one stick. The face buttons are kind of cute. It's very small.
Yeah, it's actually like nice and compact.
Yeah.
Those face buttons look decently sized. How do they feel?
They're actually not that bad. They're pretty
Yeah.
light. They don't have a whole lot of like it doesn't take a whole lot of pressure to push them down.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's better than that one.
Yeah,
I do have to say that Doug in chat has a really good comment, and it's 2 years ago that most of these would have been S tier. What do you
Yeah.
guys think about that?
Seriously, like the power inside this though, a 3566 that can play. So if everyone who's not familiar with this chipset, this plays up to Dreamcast, PSP, N64, Nintendo DS, that level of gameplay, and it does that really solid, honestly, for those systems, right? Are we in agreement on at least?
Yeah,
on
I mean, this 3566
yeah.
is quite a bit more powerful than like your XX devices from Emmernick. You know what I mean? Like there's a good significant bump that you can feel with that. It's not great, but for a while that was like your easiest to find, most powerful Linux-based chip was going to be this one.
So the M18, the M25, the M19, these are all more powerful than any of your Anbernic XX handhelds for about the same price.
Yeah,
and a lot worse.
But there's reasons, right, that we don't pick these up. We don't recommend these because, they're just, it all comes together in a worse experience, a worse package. So many compromises.
The problem is there's just others in the space that are doing it almost the same as them, but better. So it's just... Yeah,
and it's also like which ones the devs latch onto to support to create that community around the device. And if a device doesn't get some level of love from the devs, I mean, it kind of dies on the vine. Either the stock OS is perfect, and so therefore it's it's popular and it's great, or the devs make an awesome custom firmware that really brings the most out of that device. So M19, I feel like that one is pretty good, and probably, believe it or not, I think that's like a B tier 3566 personally. It's just that nobody talked about it.
I mean,
you guys are kind of making me want to at least just hold one in hands. I mean, I don't necessarily want one. I just want to see.
It's very low.
Yeah, the D-pad is way too.
The single analog stick just gets me.
I think it's good for the kids, but I wouldn't recommend it for the adults. Maybe it's a C. It's a C. I'm not going to fight for a B.
I genuinely give this a solid C tier.
I give it a solid C.
I think that's fair based on what you guys are talking about. I think that seems pretty fair.
Rob, I'll sell this to you for $5.
Now the
deal.
the game console releases this year, the R40S and R46S. These are two actually I haven't personally used, so I haven't used everything on this list. To come to think of it, I don't know.
The experience was so bad with the R40S that I didn't even want to try with the other one that came out, and of course Ban did, but no, this is probably the worst thing I got in the mail this year.
Which one's worse, Ban?
I mean, the R46S might be worse for him, but
what sucks is like, so this one, the shoulder buttons just didn't move at all.
Didn't work at all.
Rob and I had to like open them up and like cut pieces of plastic out of the way.
Yeah.
What is it? This one
for Stubbs.
This screen has fallen out on me like 4 times.
Yeah.
It actually has knocked one of my handhelds off of the shelf by the force of the screen. And this R2 button still does not move, and neither does R1 at all.
All right.
But the face buttons are great.
So cutting to the chase here. D, C, what are we looking at?
Can we add a tier that just says broken?
So it's a D tier,
just
okay.
keep it
or as Troy says,
D. There we go.
R tier for rubbish.
Yeah.
R tier rubbish.
Keep it in.
I mean, it's definitely a D tier. I mean, it belongs on the bottom.
Both of those are D tier, right?
Yeah, I'd give it to my worst enemy.
I know Digital Jedi is going to be very upset because he likes the R46S. So
and now, I will tell you right off the bat here that the X35S from Powkiddy, really nice D-pad. Actually, I like the handheld, beautiful IPS display. Just didn't really get any custom firmware love. I think there is a custom firmware now, but it's too late. It's already lost in the river of handhelds. Lost in the sauce. And it got lost in the flow this year. And so while I think it's a good handheld, because there's no community around it, there's no support, there's not really much going on with it, it's not a recommend. But I still think it's a solid C tier handheld. And if it would have had custom firmware and love, I think it would have been a solid B tier. It's Powkiddy's worst of this year, but nevertheless.
For being
was that made good. Their friends, or was that actually Powkiddy themselves?
Supposedly it's Powkiddy. It's Powkiddy branded. Okay. It's just they didn't push it, they didn't promote it. So it's just one that kind of showed up, and I just happened to buy one. And I was like, "What's this?"
Yeah, I don't know anything about it.
If you want to learn more about it, I have a Powkiddy shootout video from all the handhelds that were Powkiddy released this year. It's on our channel, and it's about 45 minutes of me going in depth between every Powkiddy handheld of this year. It's the one where I said I'm quitting, but I'm not quitting. I get one clickbait thumbnail a year.
I mean, I think that's fair. That's fair.
It's
a good video too. That's the thing. I mean,
no one's gonna watch. And if it were labeled, watch me good OCD over 10 Powkiddy handhelds for an hour versus, you know, one of those faces just like, I'm done. Leave it at that. And we gotta have some fun with what we're doing here. Okay, moving on.
Did you have fun with the Game MT handhelds though?
No, I've really disliked almost everything they put out unanimously, universally speaking. Just the worst D-pads. I mean, I know there's a cult following around a few of them because
what's crazy that he has gotten that input about the D-pad and he just refuses.
He refuses.
He just doesn't care.
But he does have a cult following because he does do something unique in that he's doing dual release Android and Linux devices, and so you can swap between. And so the E5 Plus we have here, and the E6 Plus, that one especially, he sent for review. Sin Yorksu, I think his name is.
Yeah.
From Game NT. And I never ended up making a video on it specifically just because it was just bad. You know, it was just like I don't even want to really review this. You know, it's just not fun. But nevertheless, you have this niche who really built up around it, and so I don't want to discredit that. And for people who do love these devices, having said all that and being disappointed time and again, and I bought all of them. I've now bought all of them except for the one I got for review. I bought this one now, the E5 Plus. Yep. And the E5 Plus, I am pleasantly surprised with. It's the first one I'm like, oh, this is, not only is this pretty comfy, the face buttons are finally done right, the joysticks feel good, the placement all works well. The D-pad is still just a garbage D-pad. Oh my goodness. But
the funny thing is, if he just had swapped the D-pad out, this is actually kind of a competent device here.
Yeah, it's powerful. It has a kickstand. I mean, what more do you want? It has sloped shoulder buttons. It's transparent.
Look, it's great for watching YouTube. You can
YouTube. You have
16 Russ, you know.
You have a 16 by 9 screen. The screen is nice. The viewing angles aren't greatest. I actually have a YouTube short I'm going to publish about my quick review about this. But I like this. I think it's definitely a solid C tier on this list. That's my argument. What do you guys think?
I can't argue with it. I mean, it looks god awful, ugly, but you know, I've never touched it, so I don't know.
But it's not. I would say the other E6 Plus is the D tier for me. I did not like it.
That's the one that looks like a Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
little Steam Deck.
I do think the E5 Plus is better than the E6 Plus. Yeah.
Now moving into the Powkiddies, so RGB20 SX. This one is just one of my favorite Powkiddy handhelds that they've released.
Nice. That's this one, the tall one?
The tall one.
Yeah, the tall boy.
Yep.
Yeah, and it has sticker, and they're still doing the fun stickers. So you see the fun stickers? Huh? Look at that.
The one that doesn't fit, right?
It goes over the screen. Yeah.
I love it.
One by one. Awesome firmware options. I feel like this is a solid, probably, I mean, from this list, I would say it's a solid A tier for me.
Honestly, yeah.
No, I would give it a B, but an A tier for those people, those saints who like deleted these you know, the people have done like 3D printed backs, you know, and they've deleted out this bump here because I hate this bump.
Yeah, the bump is rough.
Yeah, doing that, like, that would make it an A tier for me. I would use this thing a lot more often. It is really neat to play Game Boy and Game Boy Color on this. It's so tall, it's so perfect. It's like, holy crap.
Yeah.
But man, I just hate these back shoulder buttons so much. So I'm going to vote for B, but you know, I'm only one of 4 votes.
Rob, what are you saying?
We're in a vote scenario now. Yeah, so I'd say A.
I'm going with A. I think it deserves a little bit higher up.
Dan, you're the tiebreaker.
Just again, out of these handhelds too.
Out of this stack, I would put it at A.
Out of this stack, yeah. I'd have to agree. I mean, what other A are we going to get here? I mean, come on now. But let's not forget RGB, the other tall boy. This one had a smaller screen. It has the Trim UI brick screen with the cyberpunk theme. Very interesting. I didn't hate it, but that glossy shell just drove me nuts, and I tried to remove it, but
I love how it's taller than the
it's taller than the SX with the smaller screen. So
To
this
be honest,
one,
I like this one better.
you do.
Yeah, because the back here, like it feels nice and smooth. So even though the front is super glossy and stuff, it's kind of cyberpunky. You got like the stuff underneath, you
I
know.
love the chin.
And then the D-pad and face button placement are perfect for ergonomics. Like it's just right there, and then you're just like, oh, like it, because you have enough space. Like I can't really do this here, but like you have enough space where your palm actually can rest against the handheld itself too. So you got leverage on it while you're holding it. Ergonomics wise, this is really good. It's just so ridiculous to have such a small screen. I mean, it's like you get the Trinity brick and you're like, oh, do you need more handheld? Here you go. And it's like this one instead. But yeah, I really like this one. I would give this an A tier, easy. I haven't even reviewed it yet. I've only unboxed it. I haven't actually made a video on it. But
I mean, I won't fight against A tier on it. I mean, it's one of the better 3566 of this year.
It has the RGB10X face buttons and D-pad too. They're bigger, you know, like they're fatter and thicker, you know, like they have a full size feel to them.
Okay.
So I do like just the overall controls. I think they did a good job. The screen is so small. It's kind of ridiculous, but handheld
it is a good screen though. That screen is
like
it's that blue one is gorgeous too. It matches your flowers.
Yeah.
And
you got a single speaker right there. It's just like, you want your sound? Here you go.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of things about this that I think are actually pretty neat. And it is kind of ridiculous. It's not one I would say, oh yeah, if you're going to buy one handheld, buy this one.
Right.
But this one is fun. Like I like it a lot. I know that people have had cracking on their screen or their front plate and stuff. They haven't had any of those issues with mine. I've got 2 of these. So
I mean, Russ, did you hear about the issue where mine has like a tiny hair in it?
All of them have that though.
Yeah,
no,
like a little
hair.
Oh, literal hair.
He has an actual piece of hair in there. Yeah.
That'll be worth someday.
Oh,
you already keep that.
I mean, I'm gonna vote B just to be the dissenting opinion. I think. What do you guys vote on this one?
A.
I'd give it an A.
I'd give it A. Why not? Let's
all right.
It's fair that with the 20 SX, I think that's fair.
Now we got to fight. That's right.
Now we got to fight. Okay.
Can I just also say how good Powkiddy has gotten with the D-pad and face buttons in general? They're just they're getting consistent. They're getting
the V10
and they're good. I mean, yeah.
The V10 is my most used, I think, Powkiddy handheld. It's the one I keep coming back to, just because they nailed that little form factor so well. Yeah, they've been getting good. Okay, so what's next? RGB Max. Yeah, this one I feel like is probably the best all-arounder of this whole group
100%.
here. It can do anything. It's comfortable for the most part. You have that beautiful IPS widescreen. It's like a refined X55 for me. It's not as loud with the shoulder buttons, and that's my feeling. But I would rate this one probably. I mean, of this list, I'd probably S tier this one.
Yeah, I think given that we've given the 20SX and the Pro A, I think it belongs in S. It's going to be your best all-around device, honestly.
It's probably your best Portmaster device around.
Yep.
It's D-pad centric, so you can play like games like Celeste on it.
Yep.
Like,
the D-pad's on top. I mean, there's just a lot going for it that makes a lot of sense here.
This is my favorite widescreen, like 3566. Like Russ said, it's a great Portmaster machine. I think I actually did an article about that. This is by far, I think, my favorite 3566 of the year.
Yeah, it's just, it kind of does everything right, I feel like. And it was the first one of the year from Powkiddy too.
Yeah, and it's a shame that it kind of got overlooked because of everything that was coming out around it.
Well, also because of the Pro version that kind of left a bad taste.
Yeah, the Pro version is a completely different handheld, a completely different experience.
It's just awful, in comparison.
Yeah. So definitely, and this one's way cheaper too. So don't even consider that, I would say. But this is just probably the best 3566 of this year, I would say. There's one other contender that I want to talk about, but yeah. So we just have an empty B tier now. Are we?
I know what we could put in that B tier. I got something perfect for that.
I have something for B tier.
Yeah, I got something for B tier.
Because I want to
sound like the bubble.
I want to talk. No, I want to talk about this, guys. So the bubble, I finally got to really using it recently here, and I got put the latest Plum OS on, and they've worked out kinks, and it's just awesome. Like, I love the bubble. I didn't make a video on this year, and I don't know if I will, but let me just say here now, for all you wondering the opinion on this, I love the D-pad. It's awesome for Celeste.
So much fun.
I like it.
Awesome for Street Fighter. It's just, it feels great to slide into your moves. The joysticks are well placed. They're recessed. This is very pocketable. I like both the red and the black colorway. I like the black one a little bit more, but the red looks better on camera, and so I have the red. And the face buttons all feel really good. I just
like even the little details, like with the face buttons, the concave A and B, like I mean, just all the little stuff. It's surprisingly
around it.
It looks like a little Game Gear, and it's a 4:3 aspect ratio display, right? So it can play a wide range of stuff. It looks great for Genesis, for Game Gear, for almost everything that I really threw at it. Everything's very kind of clackety in a very retro 90s way. Like, this is the most 90s retro handheld that I have feeling. And it's satisfying. The shoulders are satisfying. They're a little clacky, but I like that on this. I'm a big fan of the bubble. I really like the bubble. That's my thing. And I would say personally, I know that it got passed over in the videos we all made about it. Didn't land so well because for whatever reason, it's not resonating with the majority, but I think it's overlooked. I think it's an S tier handheld.
The thing is too, is the plastic texture right here is so good. Like, it's just cheap, Fisher Price, and it works. And so
it does.
I really love the feel of this, just holding it in my hands. I would argue, A or S tier for this.
Yeah, I'd agree as well. Yeah.
It's a good chunky, like if this thing came out a few years ago, we would have been like, this is a handheld of the year. It feels solid.
Yeah.
Like there's just like so many good, nice things about it. If they had put in like maybe a slightly bigger screen, or something that really set it off from the others, then I think it would be even better. But for what it is, I really like this one.
I think people are sleeping on the bubble, and maybe
for me the big thing. I'm on this.
I might make a love letter to the bubble video soon, just for Genesis or something. You know what I mean? Like Game Gear. I don't even like Game Gear really, but it's still.
How dare you?
I know. Well, that's not that I don't like Game Gear. It's just that the games that are on Game Gear are also on Genesis for the most part, and they're just better, more fun to play on Genesis. For me, I never had a Game Gear growing up though, so don't hate me, but.
Yeah, I just wish that it had like full-on custom firmware support as opposed to just Plum OS. Like, we could just put Arc OS on here. We could put Rocknix on here and open up things like Portmaster. I think that would be like really neat, to get some of that work that's been done on this chipset as opposed to just trying to work with what GKD will give us.
Right.
And I really liked how they do that.
Yeah, and Plum OS is a solid option too. I like that they have their hotkeys mapped in the way I map my RetroArch keys, which is fast forward on R2, FPS counter on L2, save state on R1, load state on L1. Like, that's my favorite setup, and I don't know why we're not seeing that as much. But Plum OS with the bubble, you got me.
Do we kill Ban?
I'm keeping this handheld.
No,
Where's Ban?
I'm right here.
Oh, okay, I was worried that because we're about to award the bubble S or A, it might have killed you.
He's doing Ban hands. So what do you guys think? I'm
gonna go A for mine.
I think A.
I can settle on an A.
Okay, I can settle on an A. I know that it's not S tier for the world at wide, but for us YouTuber shills, definite S.
Yeah, I mean, JN's right though. I mean, it's just the lack of that custom firmware scene that keeps it just away from that S tier.
I know.
We had that full custom firmware support.
Even Gamma OS though, came to his Gamma Core came to the bubble.
Yep,
that's true.
It is true. Then
even
small screen
OS had it on their list of supported devices in the future. They never got to it, but that would have changed things a bunch too.
MuOS would hugely change it.
I mean, MuOS on a 3566 means you could bring it to almost any of the other 3566 with time.
Yeah.
So I think that's a pretty solid offering there. I feel like there's a B tier handheld in here.
I was gonna say I feel like it's just wrong to leave B tier empty. Something
I feel like
get dropped out or something should get bumped up.
I mean, I feel personally that the RGB 20 Pro is a B tier, but that's where my heart goes.
I will lean with you, Stubbs. I will side with you.
You feel like that?
So that we can fill the void of B tier.
But we voted already for it being A. But is it A? Is it really A?
Would you put
None
it
of
on?
matters. It's all about the S tier, and we already picked it.
That's true.
Honestly,
And really, that is, I think, the rightful one. I mean, I'm gonna throw in the 20SX because I love that thing so much, but I know it's not probably an S
Also-
tier, even though in my mind it is. But yeah,
I just want to say that the like gap in with nothing in B tier feels pretty fitting,
That's also fitting.
considering a lot of the other
Here.
handhelds.
it is perfectly. It's very accurate. It's very appropriate.
It was
We'll just
either
leave
a
it like
good
this.
handheld or it was like pretty not good.
We'll just leave it. Let's take a screenshot. How do I do this? Let's see.
Oh gosh.
No,
He's-
it's very fitting. Yeah.
Stubbs learns how to screenshot tonight.
Here we go. Here we go. Okay, I got it. All right, so there's our results.
We have done a very important thing for
Yeah.
the
I'm
world.
glad that we
The
all.
people demanded this. Yes.
I'm glad that we came together to have this moment. But now we're gonna do the one that everyone I think might be a little more interested in, which is our. Then we'll
Yes,
get out of
for
here.
sure.
We're gonna rank the XX handhelds from Ambernick this year.
This will
There
be
is-
fun.
There have been a few, so I think this will be a lot of fun. Let me take a moment to prepare this. Now, Zoo is going to do this for us, but he has a message to share.
Hey, fellas. I gotta go pick up Gary from his church group / counseling session / I think it's is it AA? Is it AAA? I forget if he's getting his alcohol treatment or getting his car fixed. Either one is annoying because I can't be on the podcast. But I wanted to let you know I did submit my XX tier list. Almost ran into a pedestrian. So I have it. I hope you all look at it. And hello, Russell.
Got me.
There's Zoo.
The funny joke about that is that Zoo like calls me Russell, which is what only my parents call me that. So every time he calls me that, it gives me like a feeling like I'm in trouble, you know. So
Oh, we're gonna have good times. This weekend.
Michael.
Uh,
Oh no. Oh.
Okay,
So-
now
Got
we're
all of them?
switching
You got
to
all
the
of them?
fun. We're switching to the fun background. Actually, you know what the fun background is? Me and Zoo protecting our land at CES.
Oh my
We're about to be
gosh.
doing this again.
I can't wait to hear about this.
Let me just hold on. Anyways, we'll talk more about that soon. We have a ranking to do. I actually got to go. My car has a flat tire. I got to help my wife go to the Costco and pick it up from the Costco after this. So
the
I gotta
Costco.
get out of here.
Just the one. It is the Costco.
Over from the Costco. Yeah, it's a real problem. There's a screw stuck in it.
Oh.
So. Okay, let's rank these handhelds. So 28XX, awesome mini, little D-pad, little face buttons, but it comes together so nicely.
No,
And I
it's a good package.
beat Captain Skyhawk for NES in this, and that is a hell of a tough game. With you got to have a
Yes.
really good D-pad for that game.
it's impressive.
So I feel like this is, but it's not a mainstream one, and for my
Yeah.
eyeballs,
No, I agree with that. Yeah,
I think it's
I-
in a B.
I agree with that. Yeah.
I would put it C, but I can see why people like the B.
Yeah,
We're all
I'd say
Ranking
B.
Bs, yeah.
Also, in terms of its segment, I think this is a really good choice, good option. I mean, that D-pad for the size is kind of impressive. I don't know how they did that, but it's good stuff.
I do like that it pivots. It has a high pivot.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Ironically, this is the D-pad I wish they put on the 34XX. This is a pretty good D-pad here.
And Zoo has made this into we have an S tier and A tier, B, C. Instead of a D tier, he actually wrote a tier called "What the Hell, Amber."
Well, yeah, because we talked about this a little bit earlier today, so there's one in
So-
mind, but we'll save
Okay.
that. Yeah.
We'll talk about that. Next up, looks like we have the 35XXH. This one was all the rage back at the beginning of 2024. And I remember we brought this to CES together, and we're like, "Oh, the 35XXH," and I didn't play it even a little bit that week.
Completely had no impact on me. I just was very much
You guys. You're
I was
breaking my heart.
It's a very handle to
was-
me.
I was excited, man. I was excited because I was like, we have a true follow-up to the 351P. You know, it was that idea, but you get two, you get two sticks, and now it's 4.3, and you get, MuOS and all of the firmware.
Stereo speakers. You've got
stereo
I mean,
speakers.
there's so many great things about this one. It doesn't heat up too much. I took this one with me to Japan because the SP hadn't come out yet, and I had so much fun playing this one in Japan. Like just I had put Pico 8 on here native, and so I was playing Marble Merger a lot, and just I was loving it. So I really do like this one. I want to give it an A for me personally, but it's really good. I love it.
And all these XX lines, they were all released this year, right? Or was the 35XX Plus last year?
The Plus was last year. The A came out, like I got it right before New Year's, but I didn't make my video until after New Year's. And so it's like very, very close.
Okay. So this is all, we're not saying up 2024. We're just saying, all XX in general.
Yeah.
So, okay. We actually missed one, and that's the case. We don't have on here the original 35XX, which I would say is the all-time S tier.
Well, I mean, we could say these are H700s.
Yeah.
Okay, we're saying the H700 XX.
Yeah, I think that was the one
That's the
oddball that
stipulation.
happened. Yeah.
Right. Well, I would vote the 35XXH as a solid B tier, personally. Like
I think that's
solid tier.
fair. I think that's fine.
I think Russ is feeling A.
I mean,
don't know.
I can get outvoted. I don't mind. It's fine.
I mean, honestly,
I mean, and the funny thing is, chat's fully on Russ's side. So,
I mean,
love the H.
I'm on Russ's side too. I think it's an A tier. To me, it was like it's what the 353M could have been if you ask me.
Exactly. I waited years for the 35XXH to come out, like in some form or other, and I finally got it. Compact, small, 3.5, 4x3, 640 by 480. Can slide it into my pocket. It has everything that I wanted with it, and it's still really, really great all arounder. Like it's still like really high.
All right. So I would vote B, but let's do a vote. I say B for me.
if we vote, it's going to be split. So let's go with what chat says, and I say go for A.
Okay.
Yeah, chat agrees.
Yeah, chat, you're participating in this one too. That's right.
The problem is we need someone to break the vote. Yeah.
Okay, so let's do A for the 35XXH.
Well, this is the thing. It shows you the range of the XX line. You know,
true.
Like, there's really something for everyone. So like one handheld may not have kind of had an impact on someone, and so just it's a very interesting thing.
And then on paper, the bigger version of this, the what was it, the 40XX?
I hate this one.
Yeah,
I hate this one. I hate this one so much.
It was hot. I don't think the ergonomics are comfortable. I think there was
shoulder buttons are pure crap on them. I just
Yeah, I do not like this one. Although the screen is nice and vibrant and beautiful. Beyond that, I can't get behind it. I think it's a C handheld for me.
I would vote C too, because the thing is, I just don't ever use this one. I've got it all around all the time. I turn it on to put in thumbnails or whatever, and that's it. It goes back. I would rather play on the H, or the 35XXH, even though it's smaller.
Smaller screen, yeah, me too.
This one felt like a very lazy job by Ambernick. I don't know why. It came across as being very lazy.
Well, they did stack shoulders, but that L2R2 is really rough.
The L2R2
really
is
oh my god, look how short that travel is right there. Look at that.
I never really mind that. It was just that it was so thin and like hot. I didn't like that.
It got so hot.
The heat is the biggest issue.
Plastic was weird too to me as well. I don't know. Just the whole package just didn't feel good to me at all.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we're all in agreement on C for this one.
Yep.
But it's not quite what the hell, Ambernick. It's like, okay, you tried, but not quite there. Looking at the I guess let's talk about the 35XXH and the 2024. Okay, so here we go. So this was very confusing. So why did they release the 2024? They had shells laying around from the original 35XX, I'm guessing. And then they're like, okay, we can take out the Wi-Fi, charge less, whatever. It's just the 35XX with a couple of modifications.
Right. They ran out of chips, I think, of the original 35XX. And so they were like, we got all these PCBs, we got all these shells. What we can do, throw it in there. Because even the 35XX 2024, I think, also has the lower amount of RAM, too. Like, it's not just that it doesn't have Wi-Fi. It's like the actual board. They just put a new chip on the board, which is the H700. So to me, it's totally what the hell. Like completely useless.
This is the what the hell Ambernick device for
this
sure.
truly is the what the hell Ambernick
This
device.
is
like
definitive what the hell Ambernick device. Yeah.
And it's all about context, because when they released it, they were like, okay, we've just released the Plus, which is great. Here's a worse version. And they're like, please buy this one.
Well, that's the funny thing.
Why?
But it was $5 less. So I mean,
I have the OG the Plus and then the 2024, and I got rid of the OG and the 2024 because I'm like, again, what the hell, Eric? What do I need this 2024 for? You know, it's just
yeah. And so the Plus in its own right, it's one that I feel like doesn't get talked about enough because, you know, I think the original was awesome. 2024, what the hell? But the Plus itself, I mean, that's a
once things started to cook with the H700, especially that's when things started to get really interesting for that device.
It fell off from popularity because it was one of the first ones released. I think it was the first one. It was the H700, and so we didn't have any custom firmware yet. And by the time we did, now we had these other devices, and I think it's kind of fallen under the radar a bit.
Right,
but it's still a solid device for what it is, and I think it's definitely a B tier.
I think that's.
I'd say B tier.
Yeah.
I would almost vote A because the thing about it is that it benefits from all of the custom firmware work for all the other devices. You know what I mean? Like MuleOS, Newly, they just keep getting better and better, which makes this device better and better. We just forget about it, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, this thing has like gotten so much better. Yeah.
I think the size might be appealing to some. And I mean, again, the price is really good on it. Yeah. It's hard to really go against it too much.
The only thing that takes it away, like I can see it kind of going towards B, is because of the 40XXV. Like for me, like between the two now, I'm like, I'll just get the 40XX every time. So
yeah, and that's same here. Ever since the XXV came out, that's the one I reached for because you also get that stick and you get a bigger screen and that D-pad.
It's a good D-pad.
It's
so good.
I would say the 35XX Plus is a B tier one.
Okay, are we saying B tier?
In the context of the 40XXV, yeah, I think so.
I think so too. But I think the 40XXV is clearly an A tier handheld.
Yeah,
even could be even be S, except you know, there's a couple things.
Can we? I mean, we're allowed to have more than one S tier, of course. Right?
Well, sure, we can. Sure,
okay,
I'd like us to come up with like one clear winner, but. Sure, we could have more than one S tier. I just feel like
some of these devices that are remaining are
really good.
Really good.
Really good. Yeah.
The shoulder buttons on the V though kill it for me. I'm always accidentally pressing those dang shoulder buttons. I don't know about you guys. You don't?
No, I think it was really noticeable for me on that 405V. That, like, you know, going to a different chipset, but.
Yeah, maybe
I'm
hold on. Maybe I'm confusing it with the 406H or 406B. Hold on. No, I'm an accidental presser. That's the thing.
I mean, I've done it. I've definitely done it. I think I even commented about it. But I mean, man, that's hard. This is a hard one.
It's so comfortable though, and N64 is delightful on here. And
the D-pad is so good. The face buttons, I love the clean look of them.
Yes,
I mean, the screen.
Blue, and it all just this replaces the Plus for me for sure.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. I would say I think A is solid for that one.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Cube that came, and I know these aren't in release order, but they're, you know, kind of. Cube XX. This one really surprised me. Awesome. You know, D-pad, they brought forward a lot of their ideas from the original Cube and made this Cube XX, which is even better in my opinion. Good sticks, good face buttons, like the whole thing comes together as I think an S tier handheld personally. And I kept one. It's one of the ones I kept.
As far as the horizontal ones go, like this is the one for me. I mean, I feel like if this had I don't know, the square screen makes it a little bit too tall for me. Like I feel like if it had the 40XX one, like instead it had the standard 480p one, it would be a little bit better. But man, this is just comes together so well. So yeah, I do really like this one a lot.
See,
it is really funny to me that the XX is better than the original Cube. It is.
But it
comes together better. You know, it's just a much better package. It's just
I think it's the best 1x1 ratio device just in general for the value and everything.
For me, this was the RGB 30 replacement. I like it more than the normal Cube.
What we were all waiting for, basically. I mean, waiting for that device to replace our RGB 30s with.
Funnily enough, like having the taller screen actually made it more comfortable for me to hold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I'd say S for it personally.
And then we have 2 more. So the next one is the new one, the RG34XX, which is the most perfect replica device they've done to date. I thought they were great with the SP, but this one actually nailed the aspect ratio as well with that 3:2 for GBA. And man, this thing is cool. But in 2024, not the most comfortable to use. And the D-pad
running on mine now.
Yeah. And you have newly running. Oh, I heard that just came out. Firefly, right?
My video tomorrow is going to be just a quick showcase of how I set this up. So look, it boots, then it goes directly, give it a minute, into Game Boy Advance. And so now I can just like go and navigate through my GBA games. Just like this.
Oh, I saw that Celeste in there.
So we have to put our recency bias aside and think about this from a long-term perspective. I feel like in 6 months from now, will this be considered as one of the greats, 2024?
So it's kind of interesting because I don't know if it's going to be considered great amongst some of us that are a little bit in it deep, but I think that this is an appealing device for so many that miss Game Boy Advance. It's the nostalgia factor. It's the same reason why the SP is, people still talk about it today. It's great handheld, but it's also got that nostalgia factor for it. So
I have not seen so much hype and excitement for a device all year since the SP came out, but I don't think this quite hit that tier of the SP in the end because they fumbled a couple of things like that D-pad, and I think the ergonomics of L2 and R2 is a little bit rough for me, and it does cramp up my hands after not too long. Although for Game Boy Advanced dedicated gameplay, it's awesome and it feels exactly like the real one. But
I think it's an S tier for people who just want to play Game Boy Advance, and I would say it's a B tier for overall handheld. It's where I would vote for it. The D-pad isn't the worst, but for me, it's like even navigating through Newly earlier today, I was getting false diagonals and like going in places I didn't want to. I'm like, oh, that shows right there. You know what I mean? Like just trying to navigate a menu, I'm going left and right sometimes when I don't want to, and so it's hard. I'd give it a B.
I'd give it a B too, just only because of the D-pad. I think it would have been an A otherwise. That's where I'm at with it.
It's tough because I also have to kind of admire and applaud what Emmerich managed to pull off. I mean, this is really a good clone of the Game Boy Advance.
I mean, it really is.
I'm so glad they made it. Yeah.
I mean, with some of the modern amenities that we want from a 2024 device, so it's tough, But I think B is fair. I think that's fair.
And I think saving the best for last, but I mean, come on. The SP, even though they didn't do a 3:2 aspect ratio,
which is funny because it's clearly, obviously they have it. They have that screen for it, so it's interesting.
Maybe they'll do another variant with it, and I wouldn't be too upset.
They will.
But you know what? This was so popular this year. I love it. I didn't love it at first, and then the second version came out with the quieter buttons, and it just was a little less fatiguing to press. And then I loved it, and I've loved the screen.
I love this thing from the beginning. Yeah, and this thing is just.
Even though at first I was like, but we lose getting a stick, and all that, but it doesn't matter. It's just for what it is. You put it in your pocket. This is the one I take on every trip. Every trip always includes this handheld because it's just, look. It's self-contained.
Would you look at that?
It's ready to go. It snaps closed. Yeah. Would you look at this? 4:3 aspect ratio means that you're going to get compatibility across so many systems. You're going to have good-looking integer scaling. Integer or integer?
Integer.
Integer scaling.
Stubbs, is it GIF or GIF?
Hey, now let's give me a break because
suddenly I want some peanut butter.
I know. Anyways, it's an S tier in my mind. What do you guys think?
I don't think it needs a 3:2 aspect ratio screen. Like I get that for people who want like their, they could make an RG34 XX SP, right? Use the screen from this last one. But I like that it's 4:3. I like that I can play Super Nintendo on here. Game Boy looks great. Like there's so many other things that you can do with it. And so, I love it. It's an easy S tier.
Yeah.
Tech Dweeb, what do you think about the SP? Is it S tier? And we put your beloved 35XX Plus as a B tier. I'm sorry if you weren't here yet, so we had no choice.
Fun fact, I opened my SP like a moment ago, and the like left cap for the hinge just popped right out.
So what you're saying is now it has to get bumped down.
Now it's an A tier.
Yep. Sorry, guys.
I mean, if we're talking objectively speaking, you get way more functionality out of the Cube XX. If we want one clear winner, but we are going to cause an actual
The thing
riot.
is, like, again, like for a device that you could just close up, throw it in your pocket, and not even think about it, not care what happens to it. It's a handheld. It's meant to leave the house, you know, and you don't have to worry about this. You don't need to put it in a case. It's just, it is the perfect companion device. I mean, it really is in so many different ways.
It's the one that my son asked for Christmas.
Oh,
you know what I mean? He only has a passing interest in this stuff.
Yeah.
And he's seen my green one and he's just like, Christmas coming up, Dad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, because my wife has the DMG one and she uses it every day. You know, she loves it for Dr. Mario because it's super clicky and yeah, she loves it.
And Tech Tweed, that's okay. You didn't have me around to advise for your list, so it's understandable that it's probably all wrong.
He's not wrong.
Tech Tweed votes S tier for the. I would have to agree. Are we all in agreement for S tier for the SP?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, S tier, SP, and XX. And do we distinguish an actual winner of these two? Or are we leaving it and saying we just have two S tiers?
I don't see what's wrong with that.
So
I don't know. They're different, but also really great handhelds.
They're all winners.
What I do want to say though is, if you could only have one of them, which one would it be? Because I'd say, like, I would say that would almost determine like which is the better of the two. Is if you
I still would give the nod to SP.
SP.
Yeah, because
I love that one-to-one screen, but it's just from a practical point of view. If I were to tell someone to go out and buy a handheld, get the SP, it just hits all those factors that you want.
I think I could like sell everything underneath me, but I'd keep.
So does that drop the XX to A for us then?
No.
They're still both S tier.
Yeah.
Okay.
When we were coming into it, I was thinking to myself, I was like, all right, there's 9 of these and 4 of them are bangers. And that's the 4 that we have right there. Like, that's exactly like we're exactly where I was envisioning before we even started the show. So I love this.
He knows he got it right.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let me take a little screenshotty poo here. Oh, okay. That's a solid list. We did some things. Thank you, everybody, for your help. Oh, and we have a super chat here from Super Googly. Thank you, sir, again for your donation of 78 Hong Kong dollars. Would you say the Pocket Evo and the Rocket or the Retroid Pocket Mini are the best of both worlds? No, not exactly for me. Pocket Evo is awesome. Don't get me wrong; it's the best high-end Android handheld that I think I've used to date until the Portal is ready. But Retroid Pocket Mini, it was just too small for my eyeballs. That's what I'll say about it. A little small for my liking.
I don't know. I still liked the Retroid Pocket Mini a whole lot.
I like it. I appreciate it.
It's up there for me. Yeah.
I still. I
my
think
list of, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I actually use it more than the RP5.
Oh wow,
that's interesting. Not for me. Yeah, for me it's like the Retro Pocket 5 took all the wind out of the sales of the Mini. Like that's why I listed as my favorite disappointment of the year. Where I was like, I thought this was going to be the one. That's the one that I ordered, got all the accessories and stuff. But then I ended up, as soon as the 5 arrived, I was like, RP Mini, what? You know, I just never used it again.
I'm looking for.
I mean, you know how I feel about the Mini. I love that thing.
Oh yeah.
It's just remarkable to me to see a device that small, that compact, that can
And
do
that
that
powerful.
much. It's just it's cool. It's
Oh,
fun.
and Digital Jedi, thank you for your donation as well. R46S is better than the Bubble. Huh.
No.
That's right. Yeah, Digital Jedi, you were in my DMs.
What I think is happening here is notice how Band's the only one. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, no, he was just saying how bad the Bubble was, and so he's like, just wait, you know, it's going to be the worst, and it's not. It's not the worst. I like it. The R46S, though, I hear is the worst, and so I'd love to have more talk.
The problem is the only person who said that is Ban.
Yeah. So is this one of your agents, Ban? Huh?
No.
Or is Ban just a plant for another company? Is this like a competitor thing? What's going on here?
Industry plant.
in the pocket of.
Are you a ficus or maybe a
pocket?
In the someone
succulent?
Someone said I was in the pocket of big GKD.
What's going on here?
Like
a lot of...
I knew it.
I don't know about this, but Digital Jedi, thank you for your beautiful super chat. I'm going to play you a video now. Watch me dance again. Here we go.
Stubbs is great at dancing. You should see him do it in real life.
I can't even dance.
Like your
I love the shorts in this.
Shorts match perfect.
That AI is horrible at copying my
Beautiful
actual dance moves. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
That monthly subscription is doing you wonders.
Oh, have I told you about my monthly subscription, True Classic? True Classic is what I wear from head to toe, Rob. It's a monthly subscription, $20, and they'll send you all the clothes, and they all fit. It's all your size. It's all underwear, socks, belts, shoes, slippers. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Look,
slippers.
True Classic slippers. Okay. No problem. All my socks, everything. It's easy. One brand, easy. And so I got to contact them. I'm like, do you want to sponsor a podcast? Because I already wear all your stuff just voluntarily. So it'll be easier that way. Okay, everybody. Well, I think it's good to get out of here, go home, and move on to other parts of our lives now. Let us know your thoughts on your favorite XX handheld and your favorite rk3566 in the comments to this video in live chat. I hope you all have a wonderful week with whatever it is you choose to do. Do something for you. Have fun. Get some nostalgia. Get hyped. And yeah, I'm going to clean up all this. Oh, yeah. And get yourself a brown controller because looks great. And don't buy what Rob's holding.
What are you talking about? You can leave it on your desk.
You could
and catch up on everything. You can watch retro handhelds, RetroGameCorps. It's great. This is the ultimate YouTube machine right here.
Bring me into this.
No, I think someone needs to send it to Russ.
And Russ, we need to know where to buy that shirt. That's what I need to know. Is that True Classic?
It's a Ren Spooner. You're gonna have to get that at you can get it from their store, I guess. But yeah, they get it at the mall.
Before the show, you said you wear this to funerals. What's the story of that?
I was just making a joke. I was like, this is like this is a nice Ren, like a Ren Spooner Aloha shirt. It's like a nice high quality one. This is the kind you would wear to a funeral or like a or a wedding. And I thought this is appropriate for this, roundup of the RK3566. It's kind of a funeral, hopefully. So
if you scheduled a funeral and a wedding on the same day, you could wear the one shirt and just go from event to event, and you'll be set with no problem, no social stigma. I'm serious. Like it's
right.
Good.
Yeah.
And it's economical.
I mean, like funerals here are kind of like celebratory, so it's not that big of a deal.
I like that. Over here in Oregon, everyone's depressed and needs more vitamin D. So it's like,
oh yeah,
we need more cool shirts.
So like, my wife's father's side, they're like Shinto Buddhists, and so what they do is they get together on the anniversaries of someone's death to hang out and talk about them and stuff. So it'd be like, hey, 5 years since Dad died, let's all get together and talk a story about him, kind of thing. So really kind of cool. Yeah,
that's awesome. Russ, if we're ever together again in another life, I want you to be my dad.
Okay, sure. Sign up. There's a list.
Oh, sweet. Thanks. Get on the waiting list. So.
Yeah.
And Tech Tweet would like to know if he could be an agent for Ban.
Oh yeah, he's welcome to.
The only shirts that we're gonna shill now, of course, are not True Classic because we have our own merch store. That's right. We have shirts. You can get dripped out at a funeral with this shirt, rh-go.link/spreadshop. And we have bags, shirts, fun stuffies, all sorts of things, whatever you want, whatever you need. And also, I just want to thank you all again so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay in the know for all of your favorite retro handhelds. And also, a special thanks again to our patrons, our Discord members, our premium subscribers. You all make everything here possible for this show. Oh my goodness. Perks with us start for as little as only $3 a month, and that's going to get you access to a whole bunch of good stuff. Join us in our Discord to chat and play games. And guess what? Join us next week. We're going to be here with Mr. Bob Wolf of the Wolf Den Show.
Still can't believe that.
And he's throwing down the gauntlet for Celeste. So he's going to be with his keyboard. He's going to be keyboarding, I think, some Celeste.
Finally see Ben get dethroned.
Yeah, and we're gonna see.
Happen.
We're gonna see where
He's
Bob
been
lands.
practicing since the MSI event, so
Yeah,
No,
we should have told him in advance.
He also didn't know what I was.
He said, "What is a ban?"
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he was just going. He's like, "Oh," I was like, "Yeah, ban's gonna blah blah," and then afterwards he DMs you, "What the hell is a ban?"
Love it.
Oh, real.
It's gonna be good. But not only that, but next week is also gonna be, I believe, our top handhelds of 2024, right, Ban? Isn't that right?
Was that the last?
That's the.
What's next week?
No, I thought you guys were gonna do handhelds of the year, and then it's your New Year's live stream.
Oh,
yeah,
you're right. That's right. That's right. There's only two more weeks.
December 23rd, best handhelds of 2024. So we are going to determine, the best of 2024.
That's going to be a wild one.
We're going to get Bob's opinion on that. Actually, Russ, feel free to join that one too. Wait, you can't. That's right. You can't.
Yeah, my family's flying out, so I'm going to be busy. Yep, I got one more week to make a bunch of videos, so you guys are not going to hear from me for like a week and a half.
Okay, all right. We'll have fun. Good luck in the videos, and we'll enjoy it as the audience. In December 30th, we're going to be doing Game of the Year awards for our retro games, our Game of the X program, and our year-end giveaway. So that's your chance to actually win all these handhelds that are being donated in. We have like a truckload of handhelds going to Ban's house. He's sorting through and creating little sort of gift boxes. You'll get like a good handheld, some other handheld options, and maybe some accessories. I'm not sure what he's doing, but it's going to be fun.
I'm going to be pairing up like things to hopefully end up around similar. Like you won't be too upset with what you get. Though if you do win the 406H, you will get the Data Frog.
which was my Data Frog, the Data Frog.
Oh, there's another Data Frog coming your way.
Rob is sending stuff.
Oh yeah,
you guys were talking about it. I was like, all right, I'll donate the Data Frog along with the 406.
No, I've got some good stuff in there too. It's a mix.
Okay.
It's
all right.
Fair.
He didn't even tell me. I think I've just for anyone else who needs to know, I think I've got 4 boxes from various people with a lot in them coming.
And there's a range, right? There's some well, all the way to like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, like in a good way, Kool-Aid Man kind of way. Or
I saw the list yesterday. It looked like some pretty sweet handhelds made it this year. So I'm excited for those of you to win those. So once again,
it's fun.
Is today the last day to enter?
No, the Handheld of the Year vote will end this Saturday.
Oh, this Saturday. So you have until this Saturday. In our description, click in there, fill out the survey, like your favorite handheld of 2024. Put in your Discord name. That will get you entered into this giveaway. And you're going to be on the randomizer. Band's going to pull the winners, and we'll celebrate that December 30th. So, okay, everybody. Until then, have an awesome week, and we'll see you next Monday. This has been Stubbs on behalf of Ban, Rob, and Russ saying, take care of those handhelds. Buy a bubble. Bubble's pretty sweet. And take care of each other.
Bye, guys.
Night, everyone.
Good night.